the tears and empress. About to begin, giving love to all the ancestors that's tuning in. Here comes the tears with some more offering out to the all men. Talk Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Skokie. You know we the homie is OG, coming to restore the crown of the all men. Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Skokie. You know we the homie is OG, coming to restore the crown of the all men. Pursue like an eagle, more like a stinging bee. Ancestors is left, right in front of me. I'm all that big dynasty live inside me. Who got a sense worth made it made for greatness. Wow, natural style, rain dancer under the moon, knock through the pearly gates. Escape from Spain to Panama. We still ahead of y'all. Never racing, just slow pacing to the top of the dome. We stand tall, y'all. Never lazy, so walk clap, 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 clap. For all the mob talking shit, never stop. A little petite, but never retreat. 10K is dog on tall, y'all. Chopper riding, we awake, verity streaming. ET beaming, bloodshot, lightsaber walker, wolf talker, never stop. All men, talk shit, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Skokie. You know we the homie is OG, coming to restore the crown of the all men. Talk Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Skokie. You know we the homie is OG, coming to restore the crown of the Tomahawk chop. In the Tiger City block, big Buffalo people coming back to wreck shop. Shit, pop a lot and pop, can't stop the rebirth for raw. Indigenous rock gift, the native chant, Christ war dance, and the clans. Anyone who clans, that's the shekel war dance, Seven feather owl, the Moorish code of power. Make all these 14th Amendment rappers throw in the towel. Square commerce and travel. These masons taking oaths, disrespecting ancestors, selling their souls to ghosts. I raise my glass, make a toast to Aboriginal folks, traveling through the cosmos. That's most, meaning that's on top. My wounded knee. Black Hawk, what's up? Son of Moscow. We taking it back from the tomb of the bones when we coming in the rooms and we zoom like all men. Talk Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Skokie. You know we the homie is OG, coming to restore the crown of the all men. Talk Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Skokie. You know we the homie is OG, coming to restore the crown of the all men. Let the heavens let the sunshine in, lift the tears and empress. About to begin, giving love to all the ancestors that's tuning in. Here comes the tears with some more offering.
Peace, 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 peace. Touch on this one. And see the title of the video. I know AP just hit me. Give me a second, AP. I'll send you a link, man. I got a lot of reading to do, so I'm just trying to really stay focused on what I have to do as far as this video. So I'm about to send you a link right now. But yeah, I was doing some research on I was doing some research. Hold on, give me a second. All right, I was doing some research because a lot of these niggas keep on talking about this Negro burial ground, right? And you know, me and Chief, we done been back and forth through this shit for a couple of times, and you know, the Negro, I mean, the African, they call it the African burial ground, right? All right, give me a second. Let me just pull this up. Let me show you. All right, so here you go right here, right? So I got a lot of reading to do today. I'm going to try to read this shit as much as I can. And, you know, I'm not Dr. Seuss. You know, I'm going to make some grammatical errors, but just bear with me. And if you got common sense and if you enlighten with the spirit of your ancestors, then you will see where I'm going with this, all right? So now, this African burial ground. They call it the African burial ground, but it clearly say Negro burial ground. It don't say nothing about no fucking Africans. Okay? It says nothing about no, it says Negro burial ground. Now they try to change everything that's Negro to African. Now who told them to do that? I don't know. But this is where the confusion come in for people who automatically see the word Negro. They automatically assume that the people that's called Negroes are Africans. Now we already know Columbus took people back from the Caribbeans, which they was called Arawaks, and they was called Negro deterrors. Also, we get the same account from the people who was in Brazil. Okay, now my thing is this, right? When you come to a full understanding of this, you start seeing the end. You see it's a blatant cover up. You understand what I'm saying? This is a blatant fucking cover up. It's a blatant cover up that they don't want you to know that the Indians was Negroes. Now I showed you in the opening when I was opening up. This is a picture I found, right? And it say plan in New York City. Now I could not find no more images of this. All right, but I do got the account of, because a lot of people say that the Lenny Lenape was in New York as well as New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania and Delaware was all like pretty much the same tribe or whatever, if you will. But nonetheless, though, this is another image I found. Now you see the armband. He got the bow and arrow. He got the same feather crown and the same grass kilt we keep on seeing that's kind of consistent with everything. You go here to Boston. They say Boston, Massachusetts. These people got the same thing. These motherfuckers got Afro type haircuts. Okay. Now, like I said, this will lead you to believe only two things. Now you see this. This is the Aborigine that they found in Amsterdam or in Europe. Okay. Same as this right here. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is this, bro. They're clearly lying to us about the history. These motherfuckers resemble Negroes, right? Now, I'm going to show you. I mean, it's just real disheartening when you really understand. This is Johnny Aborigine work. Shout out to the brother Johnny Aborigine. Thank you for all your hard work, man, that you put together. All right, now I say Pennsylvania, Nova Jersey, Nova York. Okay, now we know what this is. No, Pennsylvania, Nova Jersey, Nova York. William Penn on the Lenny Lenape, Delaware, the first native he encountered. Letter to the Committee of the Free Society of Traders, 1683. The natives I considered in their person, language, manner, religion, and government. It say, with my sense of their origins, for their persons, they are generally tall, straight, well built, and of singular portion. They trend strong and clever and mostly walk with a lofty chin. How do we walk? It say of complexion, black, but by design as the gypsies in England. They grease themselves with bear fat, clarified, and using no defense against the sun. And using no defense against the sun, meaning that we had to be melanated. Whether their skin must be swarthy. Okay, now we look the word swarthy up, and like I said, different parts of Europe use different language to basically describe us. If you look at the Dutch use I can't really find, like, I've been looking for this information I had as far as what the Dutch was calling us, but it's a consistent word with with black. Okay. Now, like I said, man, my quest is to prove until we find evidence that's just clear, straightforward that it was already Negroes. Now I'm sure from my research, but it's just hard to prove because people can't follow you as far as their common sense levels, which I'm trying to prove this so maybe we can get some type of closure with this, man, as a people, man. to know that we home, to know that we been here, man. Cause trying to prove this to these Negroes out here is not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a tough job. Even when I'm doing my documentary and interviewing people. People keep on saying they got Native American in them, but they clearly don't look like no Native American. If you got European in you, you can clearly see that you have European in you, but you can't. None of us look like none of these so-called Mongoloids that's on these reservations.
That's a
All right,
fact. And
no
that's
doubt.
something we have to do a specific build on to clear up the distinguish the difference between the indigenous aboriginal and a Native American or a Native American
Oh,
Indian.
been got videos on that, bro. I've been put that out there. I've been put out there what the natives look like, and none of us look like them. Even when we talk about Elizabeth Warren, most of these chiefs that's on these reservations are crackers, are
Right.
fucking crackers, and they sat there and denounced her. But yet you got a whole all these tribes are. You know why that? Because just straight plain and simple. Because the feds is the fucking people who control them tribes, and the feds put them Europeans in front of it. When you could easily say, "Hold up, how the fuck if it wasn't no Europeans? How the Europeans? It wasn't no Europeans here. So how the fuck is Europeans heading these tribes?" So, like I said, man, let me get with this, man. I got a lot of reading to do, AP. So just bear with me. So we're gonna I'm gonna go here first, man. All right. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this about this burial ground, and then I'm gonna go into, matter of fact, you know what? First, let me go here first. How this shit load up?
Yeah, I can't wait to my laptop get out the shop, man. I'm so ready to start screen sharing again. It's ridiculous.
I'm just need to put my I had like a thing to clean it. I just gotta load that shit back up. But I don't know, man. Sometimes it just be taking a long time. I got a brand new laptop. Just paid $1,000 for this shit. It's actually a Dell. I just don't feel like putting it up right now. Hold up. Let me see something. Was it this one? No, 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 no. Oh, yeah, it is this one. This is it right here. No, it's not. It's not that one. Oh, hey, this one. This one right here. My bad, Joe. Because I see that this article right here gonna give me some trouble. All right, so boom, here you go. America First Urban Myth. All right. So let me just read through this. All right. So Sir Henry Hudson entered New York Bay September 11th, 1609. It say with Indian families watching on the shore in the fairground. Reproduction of a painting by Edward Moran. 1829-1901. The Dutch East Indian Company had hired the English seller to find a northeast passage to India. Failing to do so in the water around Norway, he sailed west. Our famous story in American history involves the sale of Massachusetts. In this legend, Manhattan Island was sold by Indians in exchange for trinkets and beads. If it were true, it would arguably be one of the greatest real estate deals in history to this date. No deed or land transfer, formal title, or bill of sale have ever surfaced to serve as proof of purchase by the Dutch from the Indians. So is this transaction legal? Hell motherfucking no. Okay, so it's a house in, I can't pronounce his name, Wajaka Chief, Wajaka Chief. It say the Dutch National Archives in The Hague, Netherlands, is a letter that referenced the sale of the Mahatis, Manhattan, written by the Dutch merchant Pieter Scourgen, dated November 5th, 1629. A copy of a letter in translation in both Dutch and English can be accessed. It say, is this letter Scourgen wrote that they have purchased the land of Mahatis from the savages for the value of 60 gliders. Okay, it says Scourgeon letter does not verify either the date of the sale or who sold Manhattan, on the behalf of which the tribe of Indians. Okay, further, historians and scholars cannot agree on which tribe actually received payment in exchange for Manhattan. Included the historical references associated with the sale of Manhattan are the Lenni Lenape. It say Manhattan. It say Canarsie, the Shinnecock, and the Munsi Indians, and the Manhattan Lenape and the Muncies Indians were all indigenous to Lower Manhattan, according to their respective history. Absent from the letter is the notion of trinkets and beads. Also absent is the name of the individual who actually made the purchase. Many pieces of historical assumptions are missing. Is Skanger letter without a bill of sale sufficient legal evidence to establish the title for the transfer of Manhattan from the original inhabitants to the Dutch? Okay, now let me keep on going. It say in one 1626 account, Peter Munnet appointed Director General of the Netherlands by the Geocryade. I can't pronounce that. The Dutch Indian Company purchased Manhattan from the Lenapes or the Delaware Indians for $24 worth of trade goods. Another account state that the Munnet made the deal with the Canarsies, who were actually based in Long Island, yet accepted gifts in exchange for the land was not theirs. The Canarsie allegedly accepted the gifts and continued to journey home. Another account contends that it was the Muncie Indians who received the trinkets and claimed Manhattan as their ancestry homeland at that time. In 1613, the Dutch established a fur trading outpost in what is now Lower Manhattan. Construction was started in 1625 on Fort Amsterdam, also in southern Manhattan. Ironically, the site of Fort Amsterdam is now occupied by the old U.S. Customs House building, which houses the NMAI, George Gustav Hasener. A deed for Manhattan later surfaced, signed in Fort Amsterdam on July 14th, 1649. However, the Dutch had formerly been occupying Manhattan since 1613. All right, it's a period of 36 years. In the 1649 deed, the Petrus Stuyvesant, Director General of Netherlands, declared three Indians. Okay, now they say the Matachikama and the Atayakwe and the Wegtaka Kachin, the Wegtaka Kachin. It say to be the right owners of the land. These three Indians put the mark on this agreement. It say this deed provokes the question: if Manhattan was already sold to Peter Nunn on the behalf of the Dutch Indian Company in 1626, wouldn't Manu be the owner? It say, or did the Indians somehow still hold the title? Okay, first of all, there's no fucking title because no one. When you read the story, none of us considered to have any titles or any title for the land. They can say that you never can own the land. All right, now check this out. It say Johannes Vingborn, the earliest known European map of Manhattan from the description by the Library of Congress. This map, probably done to encourage Dutch settlement, depicts plantations and small farms. These widely dispersion settlements are keyed by the number in the lower right hand to a list of land occupants. The list of references include a grist mill, two sawmills, and a quarter of the blacks, the company slaves, also delineated are a few roads represented by dash lines and four Indian villages situated in what is now Brooklyn. Okay, Library of Congress. Y'all check that out. All right, it's a all right, complacent in the legend is the ideology between no differences between the contrasting cultures regarding the sale of the land. The two American Indians of the period. It was proper protocol for gifts to be exchanged for safe passage though through the lands for temporary occupation by visitors. Foreign to the natives thinking was the sale of the land through written documents. It say on the sale of the land and other natural resources is perpetually. It say in contrast, written titles was primary to landowners in European thinking. Once titles was established, landowners built fences, walls, and other barriers to bar trespassing by others. It say where the term of contractual land sale mutual understood by both cultures at the time. All right. And we continue. It say also, another consideration to explore is that more than one tribe was living in Manhattan Island during this period. It say if Manhattan land transaction was made by one tribe, did this sale include another tribe land? The Rock Gawana, I can't pronounce that. It's a people whose territory was in the upper half of Manhattan deny the sale of their homeland through the lower Manhattan transaction. Is this a legitimate claim? The word Manhattan originates from the Lenape description of Manahata. It's a which mean hilly island. Without written evidence of its sales, would it stand up in court of law? Or is it America's first urban legend? Now, this ain't no fucking urban legend. They took the motherfucking land from them. That's what they did. They took the land through wars, and what they did was secure. That's why they built Wall Street. Y'all, Wall Street was basically to keep the Aborigines out. Okay? Now,
Right.
understand this. At that time, the Aborigines wasn't in need for nothing. So why the fuck would they sell their whole land? This is a fucking lie, yo. Why would you sell the only land you live on? Why? Why would you sell the land you live on to some damn Europeans? That don't make no damn sense. You would give somebody a whole land because they gave you some materialistic items. You understand? And when you read it, you'll see Wall Street was basically created to keep the motherfucking to keep the Aborigines out. You know what I'm saying? And you see this through constant when you read and you really understand it. Now, my thing was this, right? Through reading this, what I was trying to find was I was trying to find basically when I found the Negro burial ground, I was trying to find burial ground. It's no Indian burial ground exists in Manhattan, but they clearly tell you. Now, the next article I'm gonna read, which is the Indian slavery. But before we go on, what do you think about that, AP?
Oh, I think it's going into some details about the story being sold into a little bit more detail. I think it's getting into the cracks and the crevices of the point. We know that these beasts tricked us. They took it through war, and they even stole it flat out. You know what I'm saying? They still doing the same thing today by taking shit from us unwillingly. You know what I'm saying? For instance, taxation. You know what I mean? I don't want to pay no damn taxes, but still I'm forced to do the shit. That's robbery.
That's right.
Same thing.
And then put you in the same category as people who clearly got contracts with these people. If you sign paperwork to come here, you have a contract with these people. We don't have no contracts. That's the reason why you can ex parte at any given time, because you can once any contract once you realize that the contract does not properly represent you, then the contract is null and void. You understand what I'm saying? You can rescind that contract. The only people who can rescind that contract are Aborigines. Now, like I said, now let me get into the Indian slavery, because this is right here gonna paint a bigger picture to where are these Indian bodies at. Now I just showed you, even though that's a drawing, them drawings look consistent with what we see the rest of the Aborigines looking like. You don't see no native, even though this is a drawing, but somebody had to draw thing show outside of them drawing of making these fucking Indians look the way they want to look. This is clearly a dark-skinned man. Okay, this is clearly a dark-skinned man. He has the same arm braces on as Powhatan, or that Indian figure that you see in the Virginia Historical Society. He has the same thing on. Did I pull that one up? No, I did not. Let's go back and take a look at that one. I have it right here. Let me see. I have it right here. Hold up. You know what? I don't. I gotta go down. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? All of the pictures that I'm seeing is pretty much consistent with all of the other images. That's why I hold these pictures right here, because all of these pictures are consistent with what all of these people look like, but none of the Indians or people that you see have any of these so-called culture. They don't. This is like okay. Now look. Now I like to use this because all of the images that I see has the same shit. Okay, now look, he got the same type of armband on that Jordan had. And this is a real life statue, or you know what I'm saying? He got the same feather crown on, the same grass kilt with the same images. Now you look at this. Same exact thing. Is as far as this, as far as this, as far as this. Now, where's these people at? You understand? And why they keep lying to us, telling us that these Native Americans, and they don't show you no. This is the New York plan. This is 1760s. Okay, this is what they saying the people look like. Now, I'm gonna read this real quick. All right, it's kind of a little bit of reading, so bear with me. All right, so Indian slavery in New York. All right, say University of New York. State Library Bulletin, History number 2, May 1899. Colonial Records, General Entries. All right. So, it's a Indian slavery. It's a frequent reference is made to colonial records and laws, not not only of New York but also of other colonies to Indians as slaves. Indian slavery in some form existed in all or nearly all of them. It say we know that the Indians of the West Indians from the earliest period was made slaves, that the Spanish made slaves of captured from the continent to some extent, that the Indian tribes made slaves of their captures in wars and sometimes sold them to whites. Now check this shit out, right? Check this shit out, right? What did Columbus say? He can capture these people. So you think Columbus went there and killed 8 million people? Or did if it was 8 million people there? Now look at the population of the Caribbeans now, right? We could say Jamaica, right? Now this is my theory, okay? Before I even go any further, okay, right? So this is for people who listen. This is my theory. My theory is the reason that the English call us Negroes is because, first of all, when the Spanish went to the Caribbean, the Spanish called these people Negroes because what the fuck is that? Hold up, man. What the fuck is that? Negro is because, first of all, when it's hold up, y'all. That's my bad. I don't know why the fuck this shit be doing this. I swear sometimes people they be fucking with me. All right, so yeah, you can swear sometime, man. This shit just be coming out of nowhere, but it's all good though. This shit ain't gonna stop nothing. They could do that. I mean, whatever. Maybe that just was just some shit that just happened, but it ain't gonna stop nothing. All right, so boom. So we know when Columbus went to the Caribbean. Columbus just wasn't on the island of Espanol, which we call Haiti or call Santo Domingo. Okay, now listen. He already said that the people there was Negroes. Okay. Now in this article right here I just read, it say frequent references is made of colonial records and laws not only of New York but also other colonies to Indians as slaves. Indian slavery in some form existed in all or neither all of them. We now know that the Indians of the West Indies from the earliest period was the Spanish made slaves of captured from the continent, some to extinct. It say that the Indian tribes made slaves of their captures in war. It's saying sometimes sold them to whites. Okay, now check this out. We're gonna continue before I stop again. Now we already know pretty much about the Pequot, but we're gonna be touching on all that. Saying Massachusetts in 1637, after many captured Indians took in by the Pequot War, was made slaves and were sent to Bermudas. It say in there so now they have a thing called the Bermuda Act. Okay, we can get into that another time. But it say Hugh Peter wanted some boys for the Bermuda. It say from these captured domestic Indian slavery existed at the same time, and the same statute of the colonies made consistent allusions to the fact. King Philip War, 1675 through 78, numerous Indian captures taken was disposed as slaves. It says 1675, 112 men and children of the Indians were by the Council of Plymouth ordered sold, and there were accordingly sold. Say a little later, 57 more were sold. All right, let me continue. They say in all, in 1675, 76, 188 was sold. Now that's the number that they give you. It say for whatever amount. They say the praying Indians, which we touched on them in another video I made, it say themselves did not escape the common fate of the capture of Indians. Now the praying Indians was people who basically sold out. Now the other tribes was warring with them because they like these motherfuckers as sellouts. Okay, because they basically went Christian on them. All right, it say they all went when captured into the West Indian slavery. It say now, listen to this, right? Listen to this, right? Listen to this, all right? Do you see any motherfucking Native Americans in the West Indies? No, you do not. Okay? Now, if they telling you they was taking people from here, taking them to the West Indians, now understand this. What we got to understand is this, right? When they tell you, oh, now understand. Let me clarify this. All right, the English is not down with the Portuguese or the Spain. So most people just try to lump all this shit up in one. They try to lump all this shit up together. We're here in North America colonized by the English. Okay, in these cases, under the 1600s, we're talking about the Dutch Indian Company, which is really the Portuguese. Okay, but understand this too, right? When you hear about the Duke of York, the English came and kicked the Dutch out. Okay, the English never went to Africa and brought any motherfucking slaves here. They just set up colonies and enslaved the people of the fucking land. Now check this out. When the West Indies, Jamaica, for example, right? Jamaica was occupied by the Spanish first, but in the 1600s, the English went there and took it from them. Okay, so now the English, by the time the English get there, the English referring to these people as Negroes because the Spanish was already calling them Negroes. So when the English get there, they just continue to call them Negro. In some case, they call them niggers. Okay, now I had an interesting story with a brother. He was telling me why they was calling them niggers, and I kind of forgot the story. But it's all kind of picking up consistently with what I assume. Okay, now the English got there. This is the reason why the English call us Negroes. The English don't use that terminology to describe us. So why would they call us niggers or Negroes in North America when we don't speak Spanish here? We speak English, obviously. Okay, now let me continue. All right, now check this out. It says the lawfulness of the slavery, both Indians, now look, here we go, both Indians and Negroes, okay? Now, once they send the people from here to West Indies and mix them up with the people that the Spanish already called, once they take these people, they like, these motherfuckers is Negroes. They the same people as these people here on the fucking islands. They the same fucking people. So they just started calling us Negroes. Once they stripped you from your Indian status, you was Negro or black or colored. Same exact shit. Now listen to this. It's a lawfulness of the slavery of both Indians and Negroes were recognized by the Code of 1650 of the colony of Connecticut. Indian slaves were imported into Pennsylvania from Carolina and elsewhere. Now they telling us exactly what we already believe, but you just gotta remove the face of what you think Indians look like and put the face Negroes on it, because they want you to believe that every time you hear the word Negro, oh, they Africans, and that is a fucking lie. That's the reason why we have this Negro burial in the fucking Manhattan on Wall Street, which is Indian, which these are Indians, man. These are not fucking Africans. Now, as we get further down, and they're going to tell you how they was enslaving the people in New York. So where are these bodies of the people? Because we know some of them, we had the war with them. So where are the bodies from the people who died there? Oh, they are the Negro. The Negro burial is the Indian burial. But if you don't know that the Negro is the Indian, you think the Negro is the fucking African. Okay? Columbus told you, Negro de terra, enslaved from Seville. But you get around these rest of these idiots and they want to twist the story up. He clearly called the people in the Caribbean Negroes. And he didn't say he brought them from Africa. He said that these people was already there. And he took the people from there back to Spain and called them Negro de terra, Negroes from the New Land. He ain't say Negroes from I forgot what they was calling, because they was using different terminologies to describe the people on that continent. None of them was called Africans. They was calling them by whatever colony, I believe, that was set up. And even that has some investigation to touch on, all right? Now check this out. It just said that, I'm going to read this again. It said, lawlessness of the slavery, both Indians and Negroes, was recognized by the Code of 1650 of the colony of Connecticut. Indian slaves were imported into Pennsylvania from Carolina. Check this out. Even at that point in time, it wasn't even called Carolina. Carolina didn't get its name until after the 1700s. Okay, so it wasn't even called Carolina. Okay, and Pennsylvania, we have to go back and see when did William Penn exactly get his hands on Pennsylvania. My history is not correct on that, but that's where the word Pennsylvania comes from, William Penn. All right, now check this out. In Virginia, by the act passing in 1670, all Indians were taken in war to be held and accounted slaves during life. That's during life. Listen, during life. Now, when you hear people that they wasn't releasing them because they was hostiles, and if they released them, they was at fear for their fucking lives. Now, check this out. Say, and all Indians was taken in war were to be held and accounted slaves during life. In the same year, it was enacted that Indian captures taken by soldiers in war should be property of such captured. The Indian capture of the neighboring Indians were sold to whites as slaves. You fucking sell out Aborigines. Okay? And this was made lawful by an act passed in 1862. Now, where are these people at on the fucking census? Where are they at on the census, man? Because we keep reading stories about how we was. Listen, bro, they done lied to us, bro. They done lied to us. It was already Negroes here, but they want you to believe that the Negroes here are Africans because they don't want you to know that it was already black people here. But the Smithsonian Institute already cleared it up. They already said that the first Americans resemble Africans, Australia, and South Pacific Islands. So where's these people at? See, this shit is all, and I feel bad, man, because a lot of these brothers just don't understand it. And they just keep on luring us into the whole Africa thing, bro. They want you to believe that all these people, they telling you they only bought 380,000 Africans. And most of the people, when you hear this, they're telling you that these people came from the Caribbean. But they telling you that they taking people from here to the Caribbean already. So now
Right.
when you hear people coming from the Caribbean, these was already people who was there already, and already people, some of them was at what some of them was ancestors of the original people, Indians, that was taken from North America to the Caribbean. Go ahead, what you was gonna say, AP?
No, I was gonna say you right, and they've been trying to push us towards Africa with no empirical data, only with preying on the lack of education. But even people that has nothing to do with our agenda or our lifestyle or even proving our existence is coming out and proving that migration through genetics and even chromosome that we are the oldest people on the planet, because according to Walter Perry's DNA, Y chromosome is older than any common relative on the list according
Mm-hmm.
to evolution. So it's older than any common relative that we have. So it totally rechanges history.
Yeah.
And you only see the largest, the complete form of it in North Carolina with Walter Perry. They find derivatives of it in what they say, Cameroon.
Mm-hmm. But then was people that was taken from here or took it from the Caribbean. Because
They or,
all you have to do is trade. All you have to do is this.
or
Track.
maybe or maybe even not even took it. Maybe these people migrated there.
Maybe that too, but we also got to take into consideration Cameroon was colonized by who? The French. So we gotta remember the French. The French was in Louisiana. So we don't, these people was doing a lot of funny business. Now, when we start talking about the American Colonization Society, they was not even calling you Africans. And at the same time, when we look at this Negro Bear, it clearly says Negro. But they already then programmed you to believe when they would when you first heard roots, you didn't know nothing about no Indians being taken from here. So if they had told you that in the story, then maybe you'd have been like, hold the fuck up. Hold up, man.
Right,
Something don't make this shit don't make no sense. That's the reason why they don't. That's the reason why you don't hear about people here was enslaved. And then when they do say they enslaved, most people are like, oh man, it was a small number. So you telling me they brought more people here than was people already here? The fuck
right.
out of here.
And
You
and, and,
lying
and then
motherfuckers.
and then the story don't add up. If these so-called mongoloid Native American or the original American, and we know that they was blackbirding people from here to Africa and to Europe and even through Haiti. You don't see no mongoloids in none of the surrounding islands, to be Pacific, such as Fiji, the North Pacific Islanders, Jamaica, Haiti. You don't see that mongoloid phenotype.
Bro, that's the reason why we gotta shut this whole Pan-African shit down. A Pan-African shit was created by Marcus Garvey. He the one who said he when he created Pan-Africanism, he just tried to collect and say every black person come together or whatever. But he kind of fucked us by doing that. Okay, by creating that Pan African shit, he made everybody think that all the blacks of the world came from Africa. When that's not fucking true. And these stupid ass niggas like Sinetta and Brother Polite and Garfield and the rest of these idiots, all they keep doing is causing more confusion amongst the fucking people. Because when people don't, you can't understand. First, you gotta understand that it was people here slaved first. So if they was enslaving the Aborigines here, why did they bring Africans here? And then hold up, but the first thing people want to tell you is this: when they tell you that they brought Africans here, they're going to tell you that they first took they going to say that they took Africans the first port. This is what they tell you. When you talk to most of these people who when they reference this story, they tell you that they brought the Africans to the Caribbean, and then from the Caribbean they brought them to North America. But now you have to ask yourself this: for number one, we know that the Spanish and the Portuguese and the English did not get along. That's what you first got to fucking establish. Because they got you assuming that all these people was all in cahoots with one another. Okay,
Right.
so you gotta first establish that fact that that's not true. When it was millions of boy here, how? How millions of who? Who you talking about? Oh, the Spanish was in soda, but the Spanish, the Indian, I mean the Spanish and the English is not the same people, and they didn't get along. So you can't account what they was all taking people from here to their native countries and places in Africa. That's what the fuck happened. That's what happened. They was taking people, but you ain't supposed to know it was Negroes here already. That's what you're not supposed to know. Even though we got Luzia, even though we got Naya, we got the Broad Woman, we got all these skeletons that they find and they saying is Negro, but yeah, you got people who just keep shutting it down. Oh, that was one. Get the fuck out of here. And then they trying to say, well, oh, they came from Africa. The fuck out of here. Let me continue reading this, man. All right, it's a in communication of 8 men from Manhattan. It say to Amsterdam Chamber of the West Indian Company. In 1644, they saw the capture of Indians who might have been considered considerable use to us as guides. It say have been given to the soldiers as presents and allowed to go to Holland. Okay, to Holland. So they took people from here to Holland. The others have been sent off to Bermuda as a present to the English governor, presumably as slaves. During the this right here is proving everything. Let me continue reading this shit right here, yo. Look, during the English period, there's frequent. Hold up, check this out. During the English period, there is frequent reference of Indian laves. Now they call them laves. According to the minutes of 1679, it was resolved that all Indians within the colony were free. It say nor could they be forced to be servants or slaves, and if they were bought, it say hit her as slaves. A resident of 6 months should entitle them to their freedom. Now listen to that. It say, but this rule did not prevail at a later period in the English colony, as is evidence for both documents of laws. The narrative of grievances against Jacob Lessler appears this. The same night, December 23rd, 1689, the Indian slaves belonging to Philip French was dragged to the Fort New York and was in prison. Now check this shit out, y'all. Check this shit out. All right. The Colonial Act of May 1st, 1702, in the first act mentioning Indians as slaves, the tax is levied upon every Negro. Now look, every Negro. Now listen to this, yo. Now, so far in this story, we don't hear about no Africans being bought here. So where's they keep popping up with this word Negro from? Okay? Because they taking people back from the fucking West Indians and bringing them back here. Because understand this. When the English got there already, the Spanish already told them that these people are Negroes already. This is where you get that 1619 story of them capturing that Spanish vessel and bringing these people back to Virginia. And they said that these people was Negroes, okay? Now listen to this, all right? It says, where divers of her mighty good subjects, inhabitants of this colony now are and have been willing that such Negro, Indians, and mulatto slaves who belong to them and desire the same should be baptized, etc. The same act declared that all and every Negro Indian. Now check this out. Mulatto and musty. It's a bastard child of children who are and shall be born of any Negro, Indian, or mulatto. Now check this out. Listen. Now we thus far in this article, and you don't hear nothing about Africans being bought nowhere. So why are they calling these people Negroes, and where is these Negroes popping up from? Okay. Now it says, shall follow ye state. and condition of the mother, and B, esteem, reputed, taken, and adjudged a slave and a slave to all intents and purposes whatsoever. An act of September 18, 1708 speaks of Negro, Indians, and other slaves. Now look, man, this is where they confusing that, okay? It says Cornbury, Lord Cornbury wrote to the Board of Trade February 10th, 1707 through 8, and has been said in a preceding chapter, a most barbarous murder has been committed upon the family of the Hallett by an Indian man slave and a Negro woman who has murdered their master, mistress, and 5 fucking children. In 1712, Lord of Trades Whitehall recommended the reprieve of Hosea and John, Spanish Indians. Okay, Spanish Indians, meaning I don't know what this means at this point in time. Okay, convicted of participating in the insurrection at New York in that year. Now listen, if you listen, they murdered a lot of people in New York. They was burning people, skinning people alive. They was torturing people. Now, all of these stories is dealing with motherfucking Indians, but they want you to believe that these people are Africans, man. Now, we done got all the way to 1712, and you don't hear nothing about no Africans being brought here. Okay, let me keep reading. Among the slaves imported from, listen, listen to this, man. Among the slaves being imported from West Indies to Brazil, very probably were Indian slaves of those countries, man. Oh my, yo, man. Yo, they hide everything in this, bro. But the naive reader don't understand that the Indian, the physiognomy of that of the Indian is that of the motherfucking Negro. We finding too many sources that's telling you that Indians was Negro. So why are they separating them? Now where are these people at? I want to say, okay, since you enslaved all these Indians in New York, when I pull this census up, then I should see Indians separated from blacks. I'm not going to see that. And this is why I tell y'all that these people are fucking lying to us, man. They never brought no Africans here. The people that you assumed as Africans was people who came from the West Indies who was already there. But you think that every black person in the hemisphere of the Americas and the conjoined islands was brought here from Africa. And you ain't never even thinking in all of this reading, even with the Naya, even with all this shit predates so-called slavery. And they showing you black people's already here. Nobody is clicking their mind together saying, well, hold up, man. So it had to be black. And then when you speak to people, they all telling you that it was black people here, but they assume that it was more Africans brought here than it was fucking Indians here. And none of them saying to themselves, well, hold up, man. They only saying that because they don't want us to have no connection to this land. If you already telling me it was black people here already, then that would common sense would tell you, hold up, man, hold up. I shouldn't believe anything that this cracker telling me because this cracker's not telling me that it was black people here already. He's not telling you that. You understand? He's not telling you. He's telling you that he brought Africans here when we speak English in North America, okay? So pardon me, we speak English. They try to lump all of the slave stories to fucking together. When we know Columbus took people from here to Spain. The Portuguese, according to the brother Medicine Man, took people from Brazil to coast of Africa. This is when you get to Angola and all this other shit from. All right. These are all fucking colonies in which these people set up over there. That's why you get your American Colonization Society and them trying to send Aborigines from here to Africa. Okay? To Africa. How do you bring Africans here and they got free, and now that they free, you can't control them? Why don't you just enslave them again? So the so-called free men that you were trying to send to Africa, why do you just enslave them? Why do you just enslave them like the story we hear, the stories of how you just was enslaving people? So these people that you was trying to send back to Africa, why didn't you enslave these so-called freemen? Why didn't you just say, well, fuck it, we're gonna do you like we did Dred Scott, enslave your ass, and that's it. And you can't do nothing about it. Why didn't they do that? Because some of this, listen, I don't know everything. I don't appear to know everything. This shit is like fucking is all over the place. All I'm trying to do is connect the dots that I can connect. A lot of people say that everybody wasn't slaves over here. I'm kind of not understanding that because I know what these people mission statement was. Their mission statement was to come here, take the land, and find riches. And if you got in way of that, then you are enemy, and they was going to war with you, and they was going to run down on you in the middle of the night like they was doing, because this is how they was getting you. They will run down on you. Huh?
POW.
Exactly. They will run down on you in the middle of the night, burn down your fucking villages, and then capture you. The same way they did Black Wall Street is the same way that they was doing these Aboriginal tribes. The same way they did all these black fucking states. Listen. If you don't understand this shit at this point in time, you need to just go back to a regular history class, get off the Tonsilist One channel, and just say, you know what, fuck it. Let me read My Pet Goat and just go back into fantasy land, because the same shit they was doing to these tribes, the same thing they did to all these black fucking towns, man. All of these Aboriginal towns, the same shit that they did. The physiognomy of that as an Indian is that of the Negro. Let me continue reading this, all right? All right. So, all right, it say, among the slaves imported from the West Indies. Now, listen to this. Imported from the West Indies and Brazil, very possibly were Indians, slaves of those countries. Okay? They telling you right here. Very possibly was Indian slaves of those countries. What did Columbus say? What did the Jesuit letters say? Okay? It say this of itself may be some explanation of the frequent references in the act of the colonies to Indian slaves, but there is no evidently other Indian slaves. It say it is more than probable that some Indian slaves of Indian tribes made such by capture in war were purchased by the colonists and held as slaves. Okay, now check this out. We're going to continue, man. This is very interesting piece of work right here. All right. In 1702. Now look, we all in 1702. Okay, where's the Africans at? Where's the Africans at? They telling you that they taking people from the West Indies and Brazil, bringing them here. Where's these Africans at that we keep hearing about? Because I'm hearing Negroes, but I'm not hearing they brought no Africans here. Okay? I'm hearing Negroes all through this whole passage, but when is they saying, see, for me to think, they automatically, your mind is automatically programmed to think when you hear the word Negro that they're Africans, but in this passage, you're not hearing the people who writing this stuff down telling you that they went to Africa, because these are stories that was made up I want to say 1970, man. I don't think prior to 1970 that anybody here was called Africans, bro. And then when you start looking at the American Colonization Society, you start seeing, well, hold up. Back in 18 something is when y'all start trying to take us back to Africa, right? Now check this out. Think of this shit, right? When they was trying to take people back, because I think at that point in time is when they start getting the mind state to start calling that continent Africa, all right? So when you look at the etymology, it tells you that in 1812 related to Black Americans, when sometime the Black American is a native to America. Okay? So when you hear the American Colonization Society in the 1800s, they trying to send people back to Africa around that same point in time, this word African pops up, and the etymology basically clears it, because it tells you that the word African is related to white Afrikaners, 1812, around that time too. Now look, white Afrikaners, and around that same time they was taking blacks. Oh, they were trying to send us over there as well. Okay. Now look. Okay. In 1702, in propositions made by 5 of the Fur Indians, the Pawnee Indians are spoken of as the Wasi. It's a Bayi French called Pawnee, a nation of Indians that live to westward thought I mean through thought ye Spaniards. It say with whom these fair Indians were at war. Schoolcraft, speaking of the Pawnee says that the Pawnee was formerly a brave warlike tribe living on the Pot River in Nebraska. It say their history until the recent day is one of almost constant war with the Dakotas. It is pretty certain that these Pawnees were among the Indian slaves of the colonies. In the Listen to this shit, y'all. Listen to this, man. Listen to this, please, yo. This shit right here is a heavyweight bill right here, man. Hit that like button for everybody who's in the fucking everybody's watching this. Please hit that like button, man. Okay, please hit that like button. Please start respecting your brother the Conscious one a little bit more, man. Cause this right here is some heavyweight shit, bro. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel as though I get the respect I deserve making these videos, putting the time out that I put out, trying to get this information out to y'all. I don't think I get the respect I deserve, bro. Because no one else is doing this besides the brother Karimio, besides my brother AP, Chief Holiday, and a few other brothers. No one is hitting them hard like the Tonsilist one come. And I'm not listen, I'm floating off of I'm standing on the shoulders of the ancestors. So this is some shit that was just ordained for me to do. Okay, so I'm not I'm humbling myself through the spirits that come through me that allow me to get through this. All right, because listen, I'm not no scholar. I'm not no person who like to sit here and break all this shit down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person that does this. But I'm standing on the shoulders of the fucking giants, man. So like I said, man, please support your brother, man. I got the documentary called Culture Freedom, hitting colors of America. Or hitting cultures of America, Black Indians. I need some support on that. Shout out to everybody thus far who sent support. Shout out to everybody who went through the t-shirt spring and copped them Aboriginal shirt that's rocking your shit on a regular. Copper, not black, etc. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody who went through there and caught one. I need more people to cop one. I need more donations so I can get this shit out. My planned date for this documentary to be done, packaged up, and have a heading on a cover, as well as the inner CD disc is April. So I need to get this shit moving. All right, I need to get this shit moving, man. So like I said, man, I need your support, man. Give your brother the respect, man, because you know what I'm saying. Like I said, you got brothers out there, 30,000 views, 100,000 views, etc. I'm coming correct on a daily basis with this information, man. It take me time out my day to present this, man. So please support your brother, all right? So let me keep it moving. All right. Now check this out. It say in the Paris documents, okay? Now here we go. Now we starting to get understanding that it might now check this shit out. Check this shit out, right? It say in the Paris documents, okay? They slipping up in this article too, y'all. Whoever wrote this article, they know it was already Negroes here. But for some reason, they don't want to make it clear. And they want to keep it like ambiguous to make you think that to confuse you and saying that, oh, because some of the Indians was dark skinned. We know that. We see the images of them. All of the Indians was dark skinned according to my images of what I got. Because why would you go this far? Who would go this far to this? Like, and then these people ain't supposed to be here. Who would make this image right here, man? Who would like, and then like I said, who would make this image right here and lie to us and tell us this don't look nothing like, look how short, look how heavy his face look. This don't look nothing like no Native American. So why are they still lying to us? Okay, now look, man. Even with this right here, this is a New York, this is a motherfucking Negro. I don't even have to, I know it's a drawing. This is clearly a European. If you had to ask somebody, all right, this guy right here to the left, what would you, if you had to take a pick of what his ethnicity is, what would you say that this person is? Oh, this is clearly a European. If you had to take a look at this person right here, considering how dark his skin is, what would you say that this person is? Oh, this clearly has to be a brother of dark hue or presumably a Negro. He has the same thing on that everybody else had. Now listen, even right here, this is matter of fact. You know what? This is a person of interest, William H. Whitmore. I need to look him up. Okay, I'm going to do some research on this motherfucker. Okay, look at these people, bro. Look at these people. These are motherfucking Negroes. These are Negroes. You can clearly see the European. You can clearly see that these brothers is melanated. Okay, it's melanated. Okay, all right.
With the
So,
same,
huh?
I said with the
So
same,
that,
body stature and the
with the
afro.
same shit on is, bro. Like I said, man, the people who stand in our way the most are these motherfucking fake ass niggas like Garfield, fake ass niggas like Sinetta, and them making jokes, keep on focusing on Dane Calloway. They don't want to see the motherfucking Antontonist one, man. They don't want to see me. They don't want to see me, AP, and all of the rest of the brothers that's running with me. They don't want to see us. They sit there and will, and you know, like I was trying to tell a brother Ab TV, man, like, bro, like, yo, do not go there with that, with talking about no fucking genos or no haplogroups with them. Don't do it. Use the evidence that these are anthropologists and archaeologists gave us. Onk is not no archaeologist. Garfield is not, he's not, these are regular layman people who are fucking just people who read just like you and me. So of course they gonna be standing on the fact of Marcus Garvey, Pan-African. No, the whole world was black prior to fucking World War I and World War II, because they was moving people out of these regions, man. Okay, let me continue. I want to read some more of this, man, because this right here is very enlightening. All right, so check this out. Now, remember, in Canada, the people who were sent to Sierra Leone, it was Maroons took them to Canada, Nova Scotia, right? They were sent to Sierra Leone. Right now, you have a lawsuit of black Indians or black people who live in fucking Sierra Leone that's suing motherfucking the English from taking them from fucking Nova Scotia to Sierra Leone. And none of these people saying that they came from Africa. Okay? Now, I say in the entry of October 28th, it is said that we learned from Montreal that 4 to 5 Negroes who had been taken from the English during slavery in New York, 307. It said the war has deserted. It will be proper henceforth. I'm sorry. It will be proper henceforward to send all these foreign Negroes. Listen to this shit, y'all. Listen to this shit. They're not saying that these are Africans, man. It said it will be proper henceforward to send all these foreign Negroes to the island to be sold there. The pinus where it was here included in the 4 to 5 Negroes who had been taken from English during the war. The same journal under the date December 1st, 1749 recites that finding the Dutchmen among the Indians who had been adopted, for which reasons the Indians would not sell them for money. It say, but they will exchange them for Pinus men or women. We shall wait until the coming down of the Makalamakanak canoes to buy some prisoners at the lower figure could be done now. Okay, now Let's read some more of this, man. This is very interesting. M. Varan, in a letter to M. Bugat from Montreal, July 24th, 1754, and giving an account of the battle with the English. Now, look, it's telling you that the French was battling with the English too. It's saying, and of losses of the Canadians, says Mr. Peen. Pennis has also been killed. This was at Fort Necessity, Fayette Company, PA. The articles of capitulation for the surrender of Canada between General Amherst, Commander in Chief of the British forces, and Marquis de Vandriolas, it's a governor and lieutenant general for the King of Canada, Montreal, September 8th, 1760, Art 47, as purposed by the French recited. The Negroes, listen to this, man. Now, I done made all of these reference of Negroes. They're not telling you that these people came from Africa. They're telling you the truth in this article, man. I'm gonna try to get in contact with the person who made this article, man. Because he know it was Negroes here already. This is like the third article I done read from him pertaining to Indian slavery. Okay? Now, some of the articles he do put Africans, but in this one, he ain't, we all the way in 1760. And we done jumped around 1754, 1760. And they're not telling you that they bought any of these so-called people who they consider to be Negroes from fucking Africa. Okay? Okay. Now the Negroes of the Panas of both sexes shall remain in their qualities of slaves in this position of the French in Canada. Now look, remember what I told y'all, okay? The French took people from the Americas and took them to what we call Haiti. Okay, this is the reason why you have people speak Creole, and then all we got to do is match the names up too. There's people in Haiti with the same last names as the people in fucking Louisiana. Okay, there's people in Haiti with the same last names as the people in fucking Louisiana too. Okay, only thing we have to do is really start matching these names up. That's it. Okay. It's a possession of French and Canada to whom they belong. They shall be at liberty to keep them in their service in the colony or to sell them, and they shall continue to bring them upon the Roman religion. The British general wrote opposite of proportion, granted except those who shall have been made prisoners, those we may assume we carry off of spoil of war, Piness, it say, as well as Negroes. Okay. Now, check this out, right? Listen to this. This letter is talking about Indian slaves. Let me see something. Let me see how much longer I gotta go on this. Oh yeah, we're gonna be on this for a minute, y'all. All right. We're a minute. So let me continue. This is some heavyweight shit right here, y'all.
Yeah, it
All right,
is.
all right, all right. There's some heavyweight shit right here, man. Let me see. Let me go back to where I was at to make sure. All right, some heavyweight shit right here. This shit got me excited, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm excited like
Yeah,
a motherfucker, y'all.
and pretty
This
much
shit
what
got me
you do,
excited.
and pretty much what you're doing right now is giving people the positioning of what ball game is being played. And not only that, you
Exactly.
giving the you giving the distinguishing between what players are which and what players are against each other in this game, that so to speak. So and we're gonna fast forward and show you the players today and the geographical landmarks that they playing on the court. Still to this day. We're looking
Mm-hmm.
at the same three.
Yeah. And then look, remember, what did the French give America? The Statue of Liberty. What did the Statue of Liberty have on her? The Statue of Liberty had a fucking feather crown on her head, man.
Right.
Do you
Uh,
see how
a
they played
feather.
us, man?
And if you go back to some of them slave pictures that you just showed with the shackles, that's also what the Statue of Liberty still has. Shackles on
Bro,
his feet, broke
they
away.
they didn't played us. They played us, man. They played us so bad. Let me see something real quick. So we gonna be on this shit for a minute. We ain't going nowhere yet. They played us, man. They played us like the more and more I read this, man, more and more I be wanting to like. This shit hurts, man. This shit truly hurts, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This shit it hurts, man. Every time I read this shit, every time like I go through this shit hurts, man. It really hurts, bro. And I don't know about some of you guys, but I'm just telling you, for me being who I am, this shit hurts, man. It hurts how they done hid your history and how they play us for fucking dummies, and then we argue against each other. And it's just some of us who are a little bit more advanced than others, man. Or maybe some of these people is getting paid to clearly tell you who you are and who you not. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's too many references of people who's clearly telling you what the fuck the situation is. And then you get blindsided by this whole Pan-African movement. Now look at this right here. See this? See this lady right here? She got something similar on Statue of Liberty. This is a motherfucking Negro, okay? This is a motherfucking Negro. So where is that lady at today? Where is she at? You understand? You understand? Where's this lady at, man? And like I said, man, it's showing through all of the research, bro. They did not bring the English didn't bring no Africans here. I'm standing on that. I'm standing on that. I'm standing on that, bro. The English did not bring no Africans here. The 380,000 people that they brought here was people that they was bringing back and forth from the Caribbean to the North America, man. All of these ports, none of these ports, the ones in South Carolina, the ones in Louisiana, the ones in what's the name, because none of these people have the same culture. They trying to tell you, oh, the Gitche and the Gula got similar culture to the people in Africa, but we already know that people in Africa was taken from here and took back over there. So this shit is just so fucking confusing, man. But we can say that us as Aborigines in North America, we got a totally different culture than any of the Africans. Why the Africans DNA supposed to be stronger than ours? Because most of us say, oh, well, y'all mix. So why don't they have any of their original culture? Why the fuck we the one wearing gold teeth on our mouth? We the one wearing fucking gold chains and wearing fucking all this shit that you see that the Aborigines here was wearing. The people in the so-called Mexicans don't wear. The Mexicans that they showing you that's trying to come here illegally, none of them wear no gold in their mouth. None of them wear no big ass gold chain. Why it takes for some poor ass black Americans to be able to be the ones doing this shit?
It's
Why?
encoded, it's encoded in our DNA, man. And that's something that we ain't gonna be able to get away from. It's a lot of shit that we do that's so motherfucking indigenous that we don't even know. It just encoded in our DNA.
And every day we sell each other out, and we're seeing in this article the prevalence of how we were selling each other out. And niggas, oh, the Moors did this, the Moors did that. Look, man, listen, you can focus on worrying about the Moors all you want. But just like you got these dirty Aborigines, like these Democrats that's fighting to bring more of these motherfucking immigrants here, because the immigrants is basically just going to replace you. That's it. That's it.
Mhm.
And once we let the reparation shit die, and once that shit is dead with, that's it. Because
Right.
once the European, we can't let the European get faded out. Because if the European get faded out, he the only one who can attest to what was done to us over here. If we
Right.
let the Chinese or let the Indians or let the Spanish come here, then they gonna say they ain't definitely ain't got no responsibility for the shit that happened to us over here.
Right. And the only thing gonna be left is a motherfucking wax figure of your ass at the Smithsonian.
That's
Talking about
right.
this what the Aborigines used to look like and shit.
So
So
if you think by bringing these mongoloids that ain't even a real Mexicans, there's three different type of people in Mexico. You got the Negro Mexicans, which they's the indigenous people there. You got these Mexicans with this fuck that look like Asian people. They're not the real Mexicans. The motherfucker that they let come here with that dark black straight hair that they got the same hair Chinese people got. Look, next time you get a chance, look at Mexicans' hair, bro. Look at their motherfucking hair. Their hair is so damn straight like Chinese. Chinese got a distinctive type of Chinese got hair that ain't even the same as white people. Well, some white people. Some white people got that same texture hair too. But look at Chinese people here. Look at how straight that shit is. That shit like some animal shit. The same mongoloids you see coming from Mexico. You got three different types of people in Mexico. You got Negro Mexicans, you got the Mexicans that look like they Asians, and then you got the Mexicans that look like they white. Okay? Now you can clearly say, look at these people and look and tell that they got Chinese in them. They have Asian in them. You can look at them motherfuckers and tell. Now that you can see some of the remnants of some of the Mexicans who do have Aborigine in them because but then it's some Chinese you see got big noses too. Look at the Filipinos. The Filipinos got wide noses too. Because you hear stories about how they were saying that they sent the people from Filipino from fucking. They were saying that when Chinese came here, the Chinese mixed with some of the Aborigines, which created a whole nother tribe of people, which these people was Aboriginal and supposed to be Asian. These people was practicing ritual sacrifices in which the Olmekias or Olmecs or whatever banished them. They banished them to the island of Philippines. When you look on the people of the island of Philippines, they look just like the Mexicans, man. Now I can't prove this, but this is some of the stories that I've heard doing. Like I said, man, shout out to the Moors, man. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Shout out to the Moors, man, because I wouldn't know a lot of this science, a lot of this history. Because, like I said, where's the
and,
niggas who really was bringing this shit up? Who
and
was really
even
bringing this up?
and now that you brought up the nose of the Philippines, you can look at some of the mongoloid or what we would call Eurasian type phenotypes that we was capturing up on
Rock that
some
for a
of
minute.
the
Let me go get
state.
grass and a drink. You heard me. Go and build on it. Let me go grass and a drink, and I'm gonna continue. Hold on. Go ahead. You can talk. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Yeah, on some of them stellates, man. On some of the Bonaparte Miros, the NX Tel Morrison's stellates, it'll show you the big noses. It looks similar to what we would call a Philippine or a Eurasian or a Mongoloid. So it even the Olmec or the Tachi or whatever you want to call these people, the Mayans, these people wrote down and documented the encounters of people coming from different places at 1000 BC, and it's accurate. Not only is it accurate, you can trace it nowadays with genetics because they done did the DNA test and they done did the tracking of migration to the people that live in Guatemala and South America that call themselves Mayans today. They have the same, almost the exact DNA with Cambodians in Cambodia, okay, which is the Asian uh high blow group, right? Dealing with one dominant mother and one dominant father at some point in time to create that particular group of human beings. So, yeah, man, we just got to keep going into it, man, and we got to understand that they've been selling us this fake story. They've been giving us short stop information because they understand that the truth lies with you. You are the heir. Your ancestors was the sleeping giants. that the Bible talks about. So we gotta really do a task. It's like the room is dirty right now. Your house is dirty. You living at your mama's, and your mama done woke up and tell you need to clean this mess up. And the ancestors is telling us to clean this mess up, and it's up to us to do it. We got took, we got attacked, we got destroyed, and we got beat on so many levels. It's not gonna be just one level, one way, one strategy, one angle that we're gonna have to come out of this mud hole or this quicksand for the lack of argument. It's gonna take unity. It's gonna take brothers like A1, Chief, Jack, Corey Mayo, the key and other brothers that's dropping information to keep dropping this information, diving deeper to prove by genetics, to prove by historical artifacts that our people have been documenting our migration, have been documenting our encounters, have been documenting our greatest things that we accomplished and some of our lowest points that we accomplished as Aboriginal Indigenous people. So we just gotta uphold the baton, man. And a lot of people just gonna be suckers, and it ain't gonna be meant for y'all. I'm sorry it's coming out like that, but a lot of people ain't gonna be able to make it. A lot of people just gonna crack and fold. But for the people that's really here to put in this work, it's gonna not gonna be comfortable at every given time, but the reward is gonna be worth it. You see what I'm saying? We do this shit for our little ones so they can be able to see what real life is. We ain't observed life yet. We just trying to get to the point where we can even start experience. And once we got that, which is land, freedom, and opportunity, then we can truly start observing. Observing our surroundings and learning off of nature to create something that hasn't been done on this planet yet. So I'm gonna yield the mic.
Good looking, my dude. I appreciate you. All right, so excuse me. As we're gonna start reading, you're gonna start seeing Africa pop up, right? Now, we done went all the way into we done went all the way into from 1760. And we have no mention of Africans, but they are saying Negroes, right? So to the reader, you will assume that they will be clarifying where these Negroes came from. But because they already think that you under the brainwashing that you don't know the difference between a Negro and an Indian, then you already think that the Negro is an African. Now, I'm not pulling up the census on this video, but guess what? I done already showed you guys the census many and many different occasions. Matter of fact, you know what? Why not? Nah, you know what? Nah, because I don't want to do it because I don't want to. I gotta find the exact one because one of them, when I pull New York up, it's going to show all of the different states in New York. I need to find the exact one because it's two different ones, and I really don't feel like I don't want my computer to start buffering or whatever. But I'm quite sure if I go to New York City, we ain't gonna see no Indians there. Only thing you're gonna see is blacks. Now get your ass out of here. I'm sorry, that's my cat. Um, I'm quite sure if I pull up the census, you ain't gonna see no Indians there. The only thing you're gonna see is blacks. And they telling you that they enslaved. So where are these fucking Indians at? Where they at? Oh, they mixed the Indians with the Africans. Get the fuck out of here. The Africans who you claiming Africans are really Negroes from the West Indies. But guess what? You already said you didn't ship Indians to the West Indies. So who do you think you lying to? All right, so let's keep it moving. Say of Detroit and that the Hurons use all possible endeavors to get those who are in the hands of the neighboring nations, engaging never to entertain any deserters, fugitives, or slaves. But should any fucking cat get your ass out of here? Sorry, man, my cat is fucking be running around the fucking house, man. And when she start doing that, I start losing my concentration. All right. All right. I'm sorry. Fugitives or slaves. They say, but should any such fly to them for protection, there are they are to deliver them up to the next commanding officer. Now they saying that they catch anybody, they would deliver them to the next commanding officer. All right, this is they say of Detroit. Now Judge Matthew of Louisiana, in the case of Seville versus Crontian, in which an Indian sought to recover his liberty, says it is an admitted principle that slavery has been permitted and tolerated in all of the colonies established in America by the mother country, not only of Africans, but also Indians. Now, they never said anything about Africans. This is where they throw the shit in there now. Okay? And the state of New Jersey versus Wagner, April term 1797. The court says, okay, now, all right, here we go. They Indians have so long been recognized as slaves in our law. Now, they telling you that they had these people in slavery all this time. Okay, now this is in 1797. So at this point in time, the first census was created. Okay, so you should see Indians on that census, but we don't. Okay, it says has so long been recognized as slaves in our law that it would be as great a violation of the rights of property to establish a contrary decision at the present day, as it would in case of the Africans, and unless to investigate this manner in which they originally lost their freedom. Judge Mathis in the Louisiana case above cited says that the permission to induce Negro. Now look at this, man. Look at this. The permission to induce Negroes would intend as a means of enabling the planters to disperse with the slavery of the Indians by their European conqueror. He says further, about 20 years after the introduction of slaves in Virginia by the Dutch, slaves were introduced into New England, and it is believed that Indians were at the same time or before held in bondage. All right, it said the same time or before held in bondage. All right, let me just hold up. All right. So the first act of the legislation of the province of Virginia on the subject of the slavery of the Indians was passed in 1670, and one of the provisions, according to Judge Tucker, prohibits free and manumitted Indians from purchasing Christian servants. The words free and manumitted are unless so absurd if there did not exist Indians who had been slaves and has been manumitted before and at the time this act was passed. In the case of Gomez versus Bonneville in Louisiana in 1819, the court said, but the descendants of Africans are not the only subject of American slavery. The native Indians have also been enslaved, and their ancestors are still enslaved, okay? Slavery in New York, 309. These citations, it is true, but did not conclusively prove that Indians were ever held as slaves in New York. It say, but do show that it was common custom in the colonies to hold them as such. Presumably, The same customs prevail in New York. All right, Aaron Scholar of New York. I swear, yo, all these fucking cities and all these like little remnants are all named after these motherfucking crackers, man. I swear, everywhere I look, I'm seeing names of like blocks and fucking certain places, and all these motherfuckers then just took all these places and just named them. Now we just showed you that they ain't never take fucking they never took Manhattan. They never took that. They never sold it. They took it. You understand what I'm saying? And the only thing they did was just like, you know what I'm saying, lie and then make up documents and try to prove that somebody gave it to them. You don't see no writing of Algonquin or the language of any of these tribes inside none of this shit. So how was these tribes able to understand the English from the get-go?
Right.
Uh,
And even when you read earlier, even if the Manhattan people did get rid of it, the parts that's occupied now, which is Upper Manhattan, was occupied by another tribe that wasn't even in contact with the colonists. So that's what you just read. So
and that's why they said they created Wall Street.
either way it goes, they lied and they stole land, and
Hmm.
and that's wide open right now. So
And they tell you that's why they built the wall around Wall Street to keep the so-called Indians out or to keep the so-called Aborigines out. Now, we also read that it was so-called Aborigines that was trading amongst, they was capturing these people and trading them along with the English. So that means that at some point in time, because they try to tell you that the Wall Street was built by slaves, but they wasn't. They was only built by the Aborigines that was contracting with them and working with them. All right. Now look, Aaron Scholar of New York in 1693 gave to his daughter Eve and Coronella by his will 2 houses and lots on Broadway, New York, with an Indian slave woman to each. W.B. Melias. W.B. Now look, you see how they naming us? W.B. Melias. Mr. Melias of, now check this shit out. Mr. Melias of Albany, New York, who had made this subject a matter of I can't pronounce that. That's some fucking weird word. It's a study says, I do not believe the pure Indian was sold as a slave. There are cases on records wherein Indian women would bind themselves to white men and because their servant and become their servants. I know of no case where they would afterwards sold as chattel. It say and believe the Indians who was the slave was not without mixture. They telling you that these women were selling out to them, man. Now check this out. Listen, look at this name right here, y'all. It said we find Sarah Robinson. Okay, now do you know any fucking Indians like with the last name Robinson? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Listen to this. Listen to this shit right here, y'all. We find that Sarah fucking Robinson, an Indian woman, and native of yo man, these motherfuckers is lying. I don't even want to read no more of this shit, man. But these motherfuckers is straight lying to us, yo. And they doing it on a grand level. Do you see any fucking Native Americans walking around here with with these English last names? Probably now, but you don't see none prior to that. Okay? Now, we find that Sarah Robinson, an Indian woman and a native of New York, landed at the Southampton and came into possession of Robert Waters and was sent as a slave to Madeira. It say, and there returned by the English council to New York. I believe this is not to be a pure Indian woman, but amalgamated, meaning she mixed with the fucking European. It say in 17 complaints was made that slaves ran away and were secretly no and was secreted by monarchy and their intermarriage with the Indian women. Okay, it say on all the evidence on the subjects. However, it is safe to say that the Indian slaves were owned in the colony. Now, what? Listen, man, listen, right? These are black women, yo. These is fucking black women. These are not no fucking Indians. These are straight black women, and this is all they fucking doing. They was the same shit they do now. When you see when they was telling you that they was sitting there raping the black women, these are the people who they was doing this to. They continuing the same story, and they see we don't know. We don't know that they had Indians there. Most people don't know that. They will tell you that the Indians held other Indians as slaves. This is the story that most of these people tell you. They will say, "Oh, we know that Indians had other Indian slaves." No, 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 no. They're telling you in all the colonies that the Europeans had fucking Indian slaves. So what are you talking about? Where are these people at on the numeration? When they was doing the census, where are they at? Where are they at?
Where
Okay.
where was these people at before emancipation?
Well, these people is lying to us. They're using the word Negro, interchanging that word with African. Now, basically, up when you speed up the time, and you got Europeans who be trying to write these history stories who just be fucking us over even more because they be trying to act like they doing such a noble job, but they keep putting the word African in there, and in doing so, they being disingenuous because that's the whole thing is to not let you know. And I'm quite sure a lot of these people that then read this, and the sad part is this. Listen. I'm a four-time convicted felon, a purveyor of narcotics in the past, grew up in Newark, New Jersey. So if I know this and I'm reading through all this, you think some of these scholars that sit up in these fucking institutions don't know this? But they lying to us to keep this shit a fucking secret, yo. That's all they doing. They don't want to believe because you know what's going to happen? Because they going to say, damn, this is the reason why we treat black people the way we treat them. Because we took their fucking land from them and then we lied to them and told them that they Africans. They know this shit, y'all. They know it. If my ignorant ass know this shit, they know this shit. The people who writing these articles know this shit. We done looked at the 17 census numerous times. There is no Indians on there in none of the states. In none of the motherfucking states you don't start seeing Indians until after the Emancipation Proclamation. And these are people who was free black people who was saying, or free melanated copper colored people who was clearly saying, no, I'm an Indian. I'm an Injun. You know, I'm an Injun. I belong to this tribe. These people knew. That's the reason why we know to this day. How the fuck you think most of us? So you think it's it's a lie that we got Indian in us, and none of us look like none of these Mongoloids. So what Indian do we come from? The white man ain't an Indian. So what Indian did we come from? Because I don't see none of the people who I'm interviewing. I see people who clearly got European in them, but I don't see no people. And then the more educated some of these black people is, the more detrimental they are to this whole thing. Because they will sit there and say, oh, well, I did my genealogy. Nobody can prove that they from Africa. I want you to prove it to me. Prove it to me. Through none of your ancestry, you cannot prove to me that you're from Africa. Through no ancestry, yo. You cannot prove that you are from Africa. How are you going to prove that these slaves was from Africa? How? Because they telling you that? When they telling you they had Indian slaves too? So prove to me, how can you prove to me that any of your ancestors do? And this is like I was talking to a lady yesterday. She was telling me Oh yeah, we did our ancestry, and I was able to track that. One of my grandmothers came from. I said, prove it. How do you know that? Because she was a slave. Oh, okay. See, this is how confusing these people are. She don't know that the Indians were slaves, and these people who claim to be educated, but you only educated to what the white man wants you to be educated to. You ain't teach yourself shit. You went to an institution and took his word for every fucking thing. You watch Roots, got all emotional about that. You listen to all the stories after Roots, and then you find out that this motherfucker plagiarized the whole story, took it from Harold Corelander, which Harold Corelander wrote The Africans, which was one fucking book about one so-called African ship that made it to the Americas, and then he wrote a whole history point of view off of this shit. None of you can prove that you're African. None of you. Do no fucking DNA. Because DNA ain't going to tell you ethnicity or race. It's only going to tell you the genetic structures that makes the melanin in your skin. The melanin in your skin reads off as at a certain genetic or genome or whatever that reads up when you do your DNA or your RNA. It's all going, everything that make your body up is going to be in that report. Everything that the whole makeup of your body, from the texture of your hair, from the color of your eyes, from your skin complexion, from your height, your weight, your muscular structure, your bone density, the minerals you have in your body. And that's another thing. The minerals that's in America is different from the minerals in Africa. This is how they was able to basically find out. No, this is how Ali Muhammad was able, he was basically able to prove Albert Perry came, he was already into America because of the food that's present here in this soil. See, this is not what they want to tell you though. They don't want you to know that you can basically track yourself through the minerals in this soil here. That's how you track yourself, because the minerals is the makeup of your DNA and RNA too. There is no motherfucking haplogroups. Haplogroups are just basically when a mutation occurs, they change the marker and then put another and add something else onto it to basically say, all right, well, this is the genetic change or this is the mutation. But there is no mutation. Okay? And like I said, man, you got these niggas out here, man, who claim to be so damn smart, and they sitting up here reading this European DNA. The Europeans lying to you, bro. 23andMe is strictly entertainment. They cannot tell you where you from. They can't. They can't tell you where these Europeans from. And then, you know what? Let me just put it like this, man. They didn't lie to us, bro. They lied to us about everything, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's to the point to where, like, you can either keep believing the lies or you can get yourself, and you can try to basically deprogram yourself and teach yourself some new history and at least find out. Because I'm lost, man. I just want to be free. Okay? I just want to be free. I don't want to pay no fucking taxes. I don't want this cracking fucking foot on my neck. I don't want to be paying him for shit. This is my motherfucking land. I want to be fucking free. Okay, and that's it. Okay, that's what my whole goal is. My goal is not to sit here and fight for no illegal immigrants. My goal is not to sit here and cape for some of these Negroes that's in politics. That the only reason you can't be in politics as being a Malcolm X. That's not going to happen. There's no Malcolm X figures or no pro-black person that's a politician. You know why? Because they're going to deter the rest of the people and you're never going to make it. They're going to call you radical and you're going to be ostracized and no one is going to vote for you. They're going to ostracize you amongst your own people and your own people going to sell you out first. Even if you sit there and speak up for them, they're going to sit there and say, well, damn, what about everybody else? And this is these idiots, man. These are the idiots, man. Your Stacey Abrams, this nigga down in Florida. All of these motherfuckers is these coons that's programmed to get along. And it's so fucked up because you can't make it in politics. This is the reason why you see a lot of these Africans coming over here becoming politicians, like the bitch in Chicago, the Nigerian bitch in Chicago. or whatever, because they think they're achieving something. They think they're achieving something by taking these prominent positions when you can't help nobody, and you're not helping nobody. Soon as a white man tell you, "Nah, that's enough. You done did too much." That's it. This is the reason why these people can come here and benefit and do what they do. Because they know that they already going to sell the people out, and they know that they're not going to fight for none of us. That's the reason why most of the people who speaking up for these people to come here are other immigrants. But let me get finished with this shit, man, and we can talk about that on another note. All right. So, all right. So, where was we at? All right. So it's saying on all evidence on the subject, however, it is safe to say that Indians were owned in the colony of New York at one period. They were probably Indians imported. Listen to this. They was probably Indians imported from the West Indies and Brazil. At another period, Pawnee Indians were slaves. Some Indians, especially Indian women, volunteered, became servants. Now, what did they always tell you that the black woman was? The fucking housewoman, the servant. Oh, yo, listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. If you ain't understanding this shit, then I don't know what to tell you. This article right here is giving me one of the best, clearest perspectives. They throw that word African a few times, but that shit, we can just knock that shit off because they was not using that term Africa until after the 1800s. That's it. Okay? It says, the children of the free Indians and slave mothers, look, listen. The children of the free Indians and slave mothers of African blood were slaves. Here we go with the African blood. It says were slaves. Following the condition of the mother, it is highly probable that Indian captures of adjacent warlike tribes were purchased from these tribes by the English and the remaining slaves. It is not improbable that some of the weaker tribes contribute in various ways and in the number of Indian slaves. Now, basically saying some of the weaker tribes are the people who basically tapped out and assimilated into society. Okay? It is probable that any of the stronger tribes, like the proud and warlike Six Nations, were ever made slaves. The Indian slavery in some of these forms existed in New York. It's reasonably certain the statues for a long period of time. Now think about this, right? Now he's saying the improbable that any of the stronger tribes like the proud and the warlike Six Nations were ever made slaves. Now they telling you that most of the motherfuckers, think of it like this, right? Most of the fucking slaves was the weak, coward motherfuckers. Okay? Most of them was the weak, coward motherfuckers. The niggas now you see me batting their eyes and yes, sir, but yes, sir. You better not say that, or you gonna get the master mad and grinning, showing their teeth. Most of the warlike tribes killed themselves. They rather be dead than be a fucking slave. And they say most of the weaker tribes are the people who they took advantage of. Now, they said the Indian slavery in these forms existed in New York is reasonably certain the statute for a long period repeated. All right, the New York Liberty. All right, now let's continue on. All right. The phase, Indian slave, which is clear recognition of the existing fact and the fact that Indian slavery existed in all the surrounding colonies, led to some conclusion. It is notable that Indian slaves were not mentioned in the act of legislation of the states through the colonial laws. It say down to the end of the colonial period, it say speak in almost every statute relating of slaves, Negroes, and Indians. The anti-slavery movement began in the earnest of New York in 1808 and increasingly reflected in legislation from that date. The 4th day of July, the 4th day of July, 1827, was the day when, according to the law of 1817, every slave in the state born before July 4th, 1799, became free. All children of slaves born after this later date were free and remained servants to a certain age. Slavery as such lands, no, I'm sorry, slavery as such had come to an end. Various laws and resolutions, however, was passed by legislation from the time to time in the interest and for the protection of the former slaves and other colored persons within the state, and in regards to general questions of slavery elsewhere in the United States. Now listen to that, yo. Now it's saying right here, let me read this one more time, yo, because this is kind of like, it say on the 4th day of July, 1827, was the day when, according to the law 1817, every slave in the state. Now look, this is 1817, 1827. Now look, it says every state born before July 4th and 1790 became free. Okay, now that's something I never heard before. Okay, because I'm still under the assumption that even at that point in time, right there, they were still warring with the Seminoles.
Right.
All right,
And
they were
I
still.
want, I kind of want to add in something on the Act of 1808 because most people understand it as the day that they stopped illegal trafficking of Africans. But the actual act was written in 1807, and the act was actually to enter statutes and books and abolish slavery trade from the Caribbean islands and other islands, regardless until 1811. So it really didn't go in effect until 1811. So they were still trafficking the people from the time they started trafficking people. It started in the Caribbean islands. That act never landed in Africa. That never applied to them people. It only applied to the Americans and the surrounding islands. That's the act of 1807.
Man, see that? Right, see that? I mean, and like I said, man, this shit right here, a lot of history that they not telling us, man, and they got us kind of confused because a lot of people is not. They making you think, man. They making you think that these slaves is all fucking Negro, and like I mean, they was Africans, man. And like I said, I'm under the assumption that the English did not bring Africans here. As clearly as I can understand it, as clearly as I can tell you guys, I'm under the understanding that they did not bring Africans here, man. The people in which they keep telling you about are fucking Negroes. Hold up, I got some more to read. Let me see. Oh, them responses. All right, that was that, man. Let me read some of this right here real quick. Or this African burial, and we're gonna cut it short. All right, so this is all right. So now remember, it says Negro burial. So everything outside of what they said, we just reading this just to get an understanding. Now, the last article we just read basically states that they had Negro slaves in New York. Let me see something real quick, man. Let me see something real quick. Now, hold up. See, it's two of them. See, I'll be getting them confused sometimes because one of them have the all this. Hold up, let me see. Is it that one? Hold up. See, them two are the same. Let me see something. I think it's this one. Let's go to New York. I'm gonna go to New York real quick. I think this is it right here. All right, so let's open up a little bit. take a trip to New York real quick, y'all. Oh, I bet this is it right here. Yeah, this is it. This is it right here. See, one of them have the states, and one of them have the whole. I mean, no, one of them have the state and have the cities within the state, and one of them have the whole state, and it shows you all the number of how many people was in that state. All right, here we go, New York, y'all. Now look, check it out. 1790. Okay, look, how many black people it was in New York. It was 25,000. Okay, and by the time we go up to 1890, it was 70,000. Okay, now it's showing you it was supposed to be 314,000 so-called Europeans. It's white. Now look, total population: white, black, American Indian, Eskimo, Asians or Pacific, other races, Hispanics, and white non-Hispanics. All right. So now look, 1790. Okay, look, you see no Indians. You see no Indians. This is the Indian column right here, right? Look, 1850, 1860, you see 140 so-called Indians here, right? And even when you go up to 1890, you see 724. Okay, at this point in time, it's 70,000 so-called Negroes here, right? Now look, they telling you that they enslaved the people in New York. Where the fuck are they at on the motherfucking chart right here? Where they at? Because I'm quite sure that. So you think that they kept them separately and said, oh well, oh, because they Indians, we're not gonna put them on, we're not gonna put them on here. They're fucking lying. Here you go right here. Look, it say slaves, it says total black. These are how many free blacks it was, and it's how many slaves it was. So most of the free, and like they said around that time, you see this, right? Around 1830, you don't see too many people was slaves around that time. You see 4 people were slaves in 1840, and you see 75 people were slaves in 1830. All right, right here. This is the slave column. This is the free column. All right. So all around the time. So when it was 75 slaves in 1830, there was 44,870 free blacks around that same time. All right. So now look. 1820. You still don't see no Indians there. Where is the fucking Indians that they enslaved in that region? I just read a whole article where they were saying that they enslaved them. So where are they at?
Right. Well, we gotta understand at that time. Oh, we talking 1830s.
We talking from 1790 all the way into you see the first Indian, which is 1860.
Right. Well, we know this. We know in 1817, we know what they was doing. That we did. They did the Naturalization Act, or what they call Nationality Act. Any indentured slavers, slave servants, POWs, aka slaves, or any women couldn't even claim a nationality or who they truly was. So they started stripping you off piece by piece. And we know by 1830 what happened. We all know what happened in 1930. I mean 1830. That was the Indian Removal Act. So by this time, they trying to remove you from the last little bit of records from off the face of the planet. You see what I'm saying? To try to hide who we was. And from that
Yeah,
little
but you know what though? That we can't even say that work like that because you know why? Because you still had Seneca Village where these people knew they was Indian. You still got the Shinnecock. You still got the Montauk. You still got all these Indian tribes to this day that know that they never left New York. So obviously they let some of these people remain to be the tribes that they was. And when you get Old Dirty Bastard, his grandfather was still, and they try to say his grandfather sold or Manhattan, which that is people say that shit to make it seem like okay, your grandfather did something epic by selling a fucking island to a bunch of crackers, which I don't believe that shit. I think they get say that shit out of ignorance, try to make it seem like his grandfather was, which he probably was a big chief, but his grandfather didn't sell shit. You saying that shit out of ignorance.
Right. I
But it's
mean,
your,
yeah, you're right. I mean, they want, like I said, they still haven't got rid of us because we still here teaching this information. But they was really trying, and not only the Seneca that that still kept up their homeland. You also had the Mississippi Indians as well during those same
man, you had a
time
bunch
periods.
of Indians at that to this day right now, bro. That's the reason why. See, you gotta understand something. In the North, it wasn't at this point in time. That's why they telling you in 1827. That's why I read that wrong because I forgot in the North slavery stopped in the 1800s up north. Down in the South, that shit still was prevalent, heavy. And then this is what the whole Civil War and all that shit was about. So when you start reading, they was basically making it illegal for you to even be that, because even when you read the Jim Crow, it was from Virginia all the way to all of the other states, Alabama, Louisiana, the Carolinas, Georgia, Tennessee, all of those states. They don't mention North New York because by that time these people already done bowed down. That's the same thing with Massachusetts. When I go to Massachusetts, they showing you that they say, look at this. Let's go to Massachusetts. That's the whole state of Massachusetts. And they telling you that they enslaved people in Massachusetts. Where the fuck is they at? Where's the Indians at? Let's see. Massachusetts all the way up at the top.
Right. And during those same time periods, like I said, it was just a lot going on during those time periods. 'Cause like I said, we were still prevalent. Some people were still getting locked down. So that means we still had spots that we could hover up. We still had our our main trails. We still had our water canals that people wasn't key on. And that was when they started compromising and taking over certain things and forced us to, stop taking certain trout. That's why they got
Look,
a lock on the seas now, man. All these different acts is what tore us up during this time period.
look at this. Look at this right here. 1790. There was no slaves in Massachusetts. Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. You know why I want no slaves? Because after what they did with King Philip War, they put the fear of death in there. They put the fear into these people to where they fucking just they got rid of all of them, the hostiles, and sent them to the West Indies. And all of these people that you see that's left over are people who submitted to these people, man. You see this shit right here? Why there no fucking? We already know what happened with King Philip War, the Pequot War. We know basically of all of the motherfucking most of the all of the colonies. Massachusetts was one of the worst because then was one of the first places where these wars started off. So the earlier the war was, by the time we get to 1790, these people then submitted completely. Now you still see in 1790. Now look, think of it like this, right? Think of it like this, right? If you got the Wapanaki, you got the Pequot, you got all these tribes in which these people are under the colonization of these Europeans at that point in time, right? So why don't you see none of them on this list? Where are they at? Where's the Pequot, the Wapanaki, the Nassagarids, the Mohegan? Where's these people at? Because they over here, these are all fucking black people. And then they start saying later on when they felt like the coast was clear, oh yeah, I'm an Indian. I got Indian in my family, and then whatever. You see, in 1860, there's only 32 so-called Indians in there. And then,
Right.
then you see in 1870s, 151. By the time you get to 1890, there's 424 Indians.
Right. That's a fact. And a lot of people don't know, even up to the 1790s in Kentucky and Tennessee, there was no blacks, there was no African, there was only Indians and free men of color and other various things. And a lot of this shit they don't even have documented. They claim that most of the historical data was burnt You see what I'm saying? They claim it was burnt during the
But you know
war
what
of
this is, though.
1812.
You see what's going on here, right? You notice,
Right.
and think of it like this, right? Everybody that's listening, right? You never see black in none of your documents. Never say you black. They try to say your ethnicity is Negro or colored, right? Because we know black is a damn status. Now look, white and black, right? So white, you got white and black here. So if they telling you that they was considering us to be black in 1790, why aren't this shit on your status? I mean, I'm sorry. Why is this shit not on your birth? Because people would swear that black is a damn race of people or ethnicity. So why is it not? Why are you not called black? Why are you called Negro or colored? You see how that work? Why are you called Negro or colored? Why don't you have black on your birth certificate? Or this is a black American? Or because there's no black as a fucking status. And your ethnicity or your race will be either what they then switched it to, either color or Negro. They swear that Negro is a damn race. But the English don't even use that term. The only people use that term is the Spanish. So, like I said, why would the English be calling you Negroes? It's not a word that they use, because the Spanish was already in the West Indies, and they already gave them people in the West Indies that title of being Negro. So when the Spanish, when English took the shit from the Spanish, they was like, yo, these are Negroes. And then they probably like, yo, these motherfuckers look just like the people in the Americas. In New York and these different colonies. Because remember, all of these cities was just colonies, man, at first, man. They wasn't set up like it is now. They was colonies. You know what I'm saying? It was just fucking colonies. So like I said, man, this shit is self-explanatory, man. When you really sit here and you really take the time and you really start looking at it, you like, hold up, man. You saying you got Indian slaves, but where are they at? You said you had Indian slaves in New York. You said, and then they got the same story as we get in Massachusetts. They were sending people to Barbados, and they was bringing, and this is where you get the Barbados Act at. Now you go to Barbados, you got Negroes there, and these niggas in Barbados will tell you that they not Africans. Like I said, the gig is up, man. They done lied so much, man. They done lied so much. They done got all these black scholars believing that they bought all these millions of, and then they tell you the story. Oh, they killed. Well. The remnants you see, the reason there is no Indians because they claim they killed them all. Yeah, they killed them all by claiming that you was black. That's how they killed you. They killed you through your damn status. Now, we just went through Massachusetts. We just went through New York. You don't see no damn Negroes there. You don't see no Indians there. All right? So, hold on. I'm going to read a little bit of this, and we out of here. Let me see something. All right, so boom. So it say you're here. It say home. The African burial ground. Colonial New York. It say New Amsterdam, slavery in New York. Now look, slavery in New York. It say urban archaeology, the African burial grounds, to update and reflection. Now they keep on throwing African, but this shit clearly say Negro. What did this other article refer to these people that was in New York and that was slaves as Negro? They never said nothing about no damn African until they only mentioned African probably 3 or 4 times. Now look, check this out. Now real quick. Let me open this up a little bit more because I don't like this font, B. All right, boom. All right, it said African burial grounds and update of some reflections. Background. In 1991, the excavation began for a new $290 million federal office building on Dane Street and Broadway in Lower Manhattan. But shortly after breaking grounds, construction works was overthrown into turmoil. It say, and ultimately was temporarily halted when evidence of human remains was found below the surface of the site. It say which has no previously, which have not been previously excavated for development to that depth. Okay, now they saying that was very far down. Okay, it say they unearthed what has since been determined to be the largest colonial era cemetery for, look, enslaved African people in America. Now, look, you see how they lie to you? We just read an article where they clearly say that you had enslaved Indians. So now that these people, because they don't want you to believe that that these people are Indians, man. And what they did was first they changed the word Indian to Negro. Now you see the word Negro, they changed it to African. When the damn plot itself saying Negro burial ground. It says nothing about African, so why would they put African on it? Oh, because you under the spell that all Negroes came from Africa. See how that worked? It says there then followed many tense months of negotiation, public outreach, investigation, reporting, editorializing. It's a virile, lots and passionate expounding history, research, cost, benefit analysis, legal review, comprise, and eventually archaeology dig under the extreme time pressure, all of which prove very controversial with a number of various political, religion, and cultural groups in New York. All right. Now, it says, I thought it would be approximately on the 20th anniversary of the rediscovery of the graveyard, now called the African Burial Ground. Okay, it say to offer a brief history on the site and update on the current status of graveyard. It say to assert some written reflection that I made 20 years ago on the occasion of my visit to the site while the archaeology dig was in full swing. I consider my visit to the site to be one of the highlights of my decade for me and the supreme privilege. All right. Now look, Chambers Street. Now, if you know where Chambers Street at, see right here, they showing you right here. Boom. Say our areas are likely contain the burial ground right here. So right here, the dots right here, area are likely, no. Say contain area most likely contain intact burial ground. All right, so boom. All right, so say all these where these dots at are all burial ground. These are all Indians, y'all. Okay, these are all Indians. Because where's the Indian burial ground at? They ain't got where's the Indian? Where's the Indians that was in there? Where's their burial? Why do you have a Negro burial ground, but you don't have an Indian burial ground? Okay, see this? All this shit is a burial ground. All where you see the dots at. See this shit? All this shit right here. Jones Street, Court Street Square, Reed Street. Now I'm Chambers Street. Okay. Now when you look all this up, all this is where Wall Street is at, man. Chambers Street is right by Wall Street. See this? Lafayette Street, Center Street. Let me see something on my map, man. Let me see something real quick, y'all. Hold up. Hold the fuck up, man. Give me a second. I want to see something real quick. I want to see how far. I want to see how far is. Let me see something. Wall Street. Hold up. That right there. Yup. Charging Bull. Wall right there. All this shit by Wall Street. All this shit right here by Wall Street. All of it. All of it. All of it's by Wall Street. Right here. Yup. Tribeca. Wow. Battery Park. Yup. All this shit by Wall Street, y'all. All this shit is in Wall Street. Yup. This is all Wall Street. Wow. Wow. And what did they tell you? They told you that they built Wall Street to keep the Indians out. All right. So what happened to the Indians that was on the same side of that? That you took the fucking land from? Lying bastard, talking about somebody sold it to you. Ain't nobody gonna sell you no big ass piece of land for nothing. Cause they ain't. Why would they sell their fucking land like that? Why would people who've been on that land for years just give it up like that? It doesn't make no damn sense. But if you look and see where it's at, it's right by Wall Street. All this shit by Wall Street. Yo, all of it's by Wall Street. Wow.
The gig is up.
Yo, all of
The
it's by
gig is
Wall
up.
Street, bro. All of this shit by Wall Street, bro.
Yeah,
All of it.
it's like Wall Street is dead center.
Mm-hmm. You got, let me see something. Let me see something. Yup, it's right there by Wall Street. It's not too far. Tribeca. Let me see something. Let me pull this shit up on the map. So this is Duane Street and Chamber Street. So it's right in Lafayette Street and Center Street. So let me see something. Might spell this shit wrong. Let me see something. Duane Street. Yup, Tribeca, look. No, hold on. Let me see something. I spelled it wrong. My bad, y'all. But look, let's see this shit on the map. Close this out. Alright, let me just find something real quick. Alright, where's my little... Let me see something. Alright, so... Let me see something. Church Street. Alright, this Dane Street right here. Alright, so Dane Street. Look, see the African burial ground right here. It's in between Chamber Street and Dane Street where we's at. This is Broadway. Alright, if we go down, you got the World Trade Center, and then you got Wall Street right here. Alright, I can lower it down now. Let me see something. Alright, so boom. So Foley Square. Where is, all right, Broadway right here. So this is Broadway. You can't see it from right there, but it's right in this area. It's right in this area right here. All right. So Wall Street is right here. See this? This is Wall Street. And all this shit is right here. This shit is blocks away from each other. Trust and believe that. This is not very far from right there. This is like damn near like 2 or 3 minutes away. It looks like it's far, but it's really not far. This shit right here, where we was at. Let's see something. I lost it. Hold up. Yeah, it's further down right here, cause that's Houston. Houston is all the way up there. So it's like back in this area right here. Oh no, in fact, here you go right here. My bad, y'all. It's right here, right there. You can see it good too. We got Wall Street right here, where my sense of circus at, and here go the African. This is right here, Chamber Street and Dwayne is this a street right here. So boom. So this shit right here, the African Burial Ground, Wall Street right here. See this shit? Shit right here, bro. Shit right here. Shit's not far. You got the World Trade Center right here. You got Wall Street right here, and the African Burial Ground. So this shit is literally,
Indian burial ground.
well, yeah, Negro Indian Burial Ground. Shit is literally a couple blocks away from Wall Street, New York Stock Exchange. All this shit right here is the same. So, I mean, like I said, man, these people been lying long enough. Like I said, the ancestors definitely gonna come out. So I'm gonna read a little bit more. So boom. So right here it say area most likely not, I mean, to contain intact burials. All right. So this is where the intact burials is at, right here. And they done built the fucking street over it, man. Look, they got stores and banks and shit over it. Like, how disrespectful these people, man. These some, like, when you read Seneca Village, man, when you read that shit, man, that shit right there is really like the real, what's the name? Let me read this real quick right here though. Check this out, y'all. Now listen for the key words and what they telling you, okay? All right. African burial ground or Negro burial ground, as it was called back then, appears on several well-known maps of the 18th century. So it is somewhat surprising that it was so completely forgotten about or ignored in the intervening years. It is estimated that the burial ground occupies roughly 7 acres and contain up to 20,000 intimate, mainly people of Indian, it's a African birth. How's it African birth when they was born here? You see how they be lying and how they would throw you off? And a stupid nigga like Garfield will argue you down, and Rob Bourne and these idiots. It say or descent. It say most of whom has been transported to New York involuntarily as slaves. I listen. Either directly from Africa, which that is a lie, or with the intermittent stop and indeterminate duration in West Indies. Ah, where did they say they were sending the Indians at? West Indies. Okay. Um, or were born here in bondage. There were also a number of free black people buried here since during the Dutch governance of the city, about half of the blacks people living here was free or half free. It say the federal building site is only one small corner of the original. They say ABG African burial sites containing perhaps 450 graves. The remainder of the graves still lies. It say some disturbed and some undisturbed underneath what are known are now streets, courthouses, office buildings, and retail stores in City Hall financial district of Lower Manhattan. All right. Now this shit ain't stopped them from fucking burying that shit there. It did not stop them from burying knowing the stuff there. These people is some damn snakes, man. Like these people are some fucking snakes, man. The burial took place mainly in the 17th and 18th century when this area was outside the city limits, probably above Wall Street. Black people were not allowed to be buried in a consecrated ground in church graveyards, even if they were Christian, nor was permitted to be buried alongside white people. This was true for both free blacks and enslaved people. By 1800s, the city was rapidly growing northward, and the swampy low lying site of the so-called African burial ground was landfill and planted for development. All right. Now, what did we just read, y'all? Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, these people take us for fucking fools, man. You
Yeah,
understand?
they try to do it slick too, boy. And you can tell that's a refurbished version or an updated name because First off, they stand far as away as they can from the archaeology discovery that was found at the site, which you're gonna find tons of tobacco pipes and smoking pipes. We all know who had those and
Hmm.
created those smoking pipes.
Hmm. And what they you don't see no Africans smoking. So why would these people be smoking? Why would these people just come here and just automatically pick up pipes? They ain't no in Africa. There ain't no motherfucking pipes. They ain't
And what's
smoking over there.
yeah, and what's funny is they compare some of them pipes that they found at the African burial ground, quote unquote. They compared it to Mississippian pipes.
Hmm.
Hey,
Exactly. Mm.
you
See.
know, and we know who the Mississippians is in the Hopewell community. So, like I
Hmm.
said, man, this is a heavyweight bill. I hope it didn't go over a lot of people's head. This was definitely a heavyweight jam right here.
But not even in Mississippi though. AP, even in Virginia. Philip Morris. I mean, what we got in Virginia? In Virginia is where we got most of the motherfucking where the tobacco fields was at. Okay, even though yeah, it was some probably up north, but mainly most of them was in Virginia. Now we see the same people smoking. That's when I started seeing that they got a thing called the Seneca Project. Okay, where they show you these clay pipes. These motherfuckers is just lying, man. And the people who excavating this shit is they live in fantasy. See, the thing of it is this, right? This is what the big game is. The big game is these people who excavating this shit and these people who writing these so-called articles. They know that there was black people, but they don't want to tell you that because these people listen. For you to know that you was a true Indian is for these people to just owe you everything, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to tell you that it was black. They don't want to tell. And then if they do say it was black people, they damn sure ain't gonna give up the fact that you was an African. Okay. So how guilty is these people still? Are all these people who coming out trying all these crackers that come out and try to sit here and try to be Native American and try to act like they cool with the Native American? None of them are saying, "Look, man, we felt." Except James Chatter, he the only one who came out, and a few other people, Richard Neves and a couple other anthropologists. But most of the people who be making these different documentaries about slavery, none of them is even talking about Indian slavery. That's how you know that they dishonest. Because if they bring up the fact that it was Indian slaves, somebody gonna say to yourself, "Well, hold up, man. What do you mean was Indian slaves?" So you never told them none of that coming up through history. So you saying that all of these colonies it was Indian slaves? Oh, well, yeah, that's how the Indians mix with the Africans. And then you start saying, hold up, man, hold up. Like it's just like I said, man. It's like really, we really need some real evidence or somebody to really come out who got a lot of who's well respected. We need one of these people just to come out and say something because that's the only way we're gonna really be able to really stand on what. And like I said, my documentary is gonna be a stepping stone. But we need one of these incredible people. We already had the senator in Alabama. We need one of these incredible people who come out and say, "Look, man, the Indians in these lands was black." That's we need one. We need one because that's going to open up a wormhole to where everybody going to say, "Well, damn, people been saying it was black people," and then next they going to say, "Well, hold up, man. So was these people the same as the Africans? Oh no!" And then they're going to try to. Then for years they're going to try to hide that. Or they're gonna say, "Nah, they was different from Africans, and it was only a few of them." And and this is what you're gonna keep on getting until you do the research and we start rewriting history, man. We
That's
have to
right.
rewrite history. We have to rewrite history ourselves because we don't expect. That's the problem now. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind one of these brothers reference it, but for the most part, we gotta rewrite history. We always depend on these Europeans to come out and say it. And then you got black people who who's supposed to be scholars who know that these people wasn't mixed with Africans. And none of them ever asked themselves, "Well, hold up, man. How many Africans is born here? Okay, this is all right. Let's put this over here." So you said 380,000 Africans is here. How many Indians was here? Oh well, we don't know because most of them died. So it might have been 50,000. And then this is when people start lying to people. You understand what I'm saying? They always
Yeah.
lowball a number lower than the Indian, lower than the African slaves, because they tell you that these people who empower so-called around, they're telling you that they killed off almost 80 million people, and people ain't saying what. Why would I want to go to America? You killed off 80 million people? Oh, well, that was before in the past. I don't have nothing to do. What? So you saying that you built Wall Street on top of a fucking burial ground? What kind of rituals do you think they do to stop them spirits from causing havoc?
Yeah, they should try to eat them down.
But what kind of rituals do you think they do to, man? We all seen poltergeist, man. So if like, come on, man, we seen poltergeist, man. So these people who buried are uneased souls, and souls that probably haven't had the proper burial or whatever. So we seen things like poltergeist. We seen things like, you know what I'm saying? And even when they show you poltergeist, the poltergeist might have been fucking some more Negroes. I mean, more likely it was Negroes. That's it. More likely it was. So what energy, what kind of rituals are they doing to basically offset the them putting fucking churches and banks and all this shit on top of people bodies, man? What kind of rituals are they doing to offset? Because trust me, you need some type of ritual. You just can't bury. You can't bury something on top of a burial ground and think that you're not going to get no type of spiritual or spirit contacts or any of that. Now I know people don't believe in that, but this
That's
shit
a
is the
fact.
truth. This shit is the truth, bro. You cannot bury something on top of spirits and think that these spirits is not going to manifest at some point in time, especially when you did them wrong. So, man, look, man, I hope y'all guys enjoyed this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, yo, man, like this history, man, is hellified, man. And like one of the main things that really, like when I started really reading, because I ain't know nothing about no Indian slavery, but then that shit started making sense, man. When I found out about that, everything else just was kind of clear to me then. Because first you have to understand that the Indians is Negroes. That's the first thing you must understand when you're doing this. So then you say, hold up, man. So you telling me that the real slave trade that they tell you, the African slave trade, is the Indian slave trade. There was no African slave trade, bruh. If they telling you they was bringing Indians from the West Indies and they was sending Indians to the West Indies, then when do you want to start scratching your head saying, hold up, man? Hold the fuck up. But what they do is when they write these articles, they keep the numbers to a couple of hundred. They try to make you think that they wasn't enslaving these people in the fucking millions or the, you know what I'm saying? They try to keep it at a very slow number to the point that you can't catch on, because if they tell you it's a couple of million of them, then you want to start saying, hold up, man. So you sent a couple million Indians to the West Indies. So where's these people at now? Because I want to see them. Let's go to the West Indies and see if we can find any fucking Indians there, or people who look
Mongoloid.
like Mongoloid Indians. And you got people, oh, they there. Well, show me. I want to see them. So where they at?
Right.
Where they at?
And we know they wasn't going taking no people from Africa. We know that because the act of 1808, right, which is the illegal trafficking of slaves, didn't mention Africa at all, but they did mention the Carib Island.
See, that's the connection right there. Where most of these niggas fall flat on their face. Most of these niggas fall flat on their face because when they see the Caribbean islands, they automatically is programmed to think that the Africans came from Africa and went straight to the Caribbean islands. They not at one point in time on the level of us to already know that, hold up. So you sent, because we getting this story a couple times. We getting it in Massachusetts. We getting the same story in New York. We getting the same story in Virginia. Wherever the English had colonies at, they was moving people to them colonies and separating them from their tribes. Okay? And this is what they was doing. And like we said, most of the, like they said, most of the more hostile tribes wasn't gonna be made slaves. Only people who made slaves is probably most of the people who probably could not just like I'm not gonna say all of them was cowards, but for the most part, man, like people who probably was just broken where they was like, man, we ain't got no win, man, because our own people working with them. Just like
Right.
today. We don't have, you look at the same thing and say, damn, man, I ain't got no win because my own people working with them.
That's a fact.
How the fuck I'm
And
gonna win? Like
and the
what?
British and nah, the British man, and they like I said, the French and the British really, I mean, the Dutch and the British and the French really didn't get along, man. So we can see that connection and how they kind of bullied them. You know what I mean? The British started establishing positioning, then they started setting acts, which forces people to kind of back away, man. Them taxation laws killed the French. That's what ran them out of New Orleans and Detroit and all these other places for the British to take over. Not only that, they had strategized plans where they couldn't even operate on the waters without dealing with the British. And these was all acts that was established from the early 1700s to the 1808. So, it's just a deep thing, man. It's really a powerful thing.
Bro, like I said, this shit is like real talk. When you really start looking at it and you really start understanding it, only thing you have to understand is this, man. If they giving you certain clues to it, the way we gotta find, and like I said, a lot of these people who do these documentaries, and a lot of these crackers that do these documentaries, they uphold the lie. They try to make it seem like they doing something noble and trying to let people know that these people that they, you know what I'm saying, that they enslaved, or the injustice that they did, but they still don't want to put you back to your original state. They want you to be off of this land because they know if that should ever come out that we the real Indians, that we was already here, people gonna be looking fucked up, man. They gonna be looking real bad, bro. This shit is not. They gonna be looking real bad if this shit ever really come out, because people gonna be like, y'all knew this the whole time. So y'all knew that these people that been here all this time, that you've been oppressing, that you've been doing all this horrific shit to, are the original Indians, and you've been lying to us. And then you swear, you tell us the people, oh well, Indians had Indian slave. You dumb motherfuckers. Them was Aborigine black people who had, because they tell you the same story. Oh, you were sold by other African tribes. This is what they tell you. They tell you that the African tribe sold you in Africa. This is what they tell you, right? They tell you the same story here. Oh, the Indians had, but if you don't know what the physiognomy of the Indians is, then you lost. Like I said, they's
What's
like,
that?
this is a damn Negro. You can see this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a damn Negro, man. This is a freaking Negro, bro. This is a damn Negro. He got the same thing on that you see this brother right here got on. He got the same thing on, man. He got the same thing on. I don't care. This is how you do research. Cause they done
Okay.
buried this shit, bro. They done buried, just like they buried your fucking ancestors under Wall Street, and they buried you. And look, and the only remnants you can find is little shit that they left around that they thought you wasn't gonna never catch on to. They thought we wasn't gonna never find this and connect this to us, man. That's the reason why, or maybe somebody left this out there so we can connect this to us. You understand what I'm saying? And you look at that. You look at this. You look at this. You look at this. Look at this. This is a fucking Negro. Look. Now you tell me, what is this? First of all, we gotta establish. First of all, I want you to establish, what is this? What is this? What? Oh, that's an Indian. Oh, well, that Indian sure look like an African to me. You understand what I'm telling you? Because among any of the so-called scholars or any of the so-called people, and what you think is in them barrels? Tobacco. Them are tobacco leaves that he giving this young man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what is this guy right? Oh, somebody made a mistake. Oh, that's just a drawing. Somebody made a mistake. And that's why I say, you know what? That's why I do not sit there and try with these foolish debates. I sit here and I try to basically, you have to use your brain, man. You can't be a damn idiot and think that you're gonna figure this shit out. You just can't be. You can't be an idiot and think you're gonna figure this shit out. What is this right here? Is this not the physiognomy of that of a Negro? Do his hair look anything like the texture of the Indians that all of us say, oh, my grandmother had straight hair? And we had this. No. This motherfucker, like, he got a damn Brooklyn afro. And all of them got the same thing. Look. This is in Virginia. Look. Virginia. That's Virginia. Massachusetts got the same type of hairstyle. Okay? This got the same type of hairstyle. Brother right here got the same type of hairstyle. This bitch right here got the same type of hair. So where are these people at, man? Like the already, man. It's a damn Negro. The gig is up already, man. Like, lying to look. You see this? Like, and the shit gets go on and on and on, man. You got this image right here, but don't nobody. Oh, she look like she's a black. I sold that stupid nigga from Six Dynasty Media. That he said this lady's like a damn Puerto Rican. I said, you serious? You don't even look like the African that you claim you from. So why? Like, it's like, like it's just, come on, man. It's like it's just a smack in the face to our ancestors, man. To where we gotta sit here and question this shit, and we gotta sit here and try to prove this shit to idiots that really is nondescript motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, you like to donate, go to my PayPal account as well as my Cash App. Donations is welcome. You like to go cop yourself some Aboriginal apparel. I got t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies. And I'm soon gonna have some hats out or whatever. As soon as I set my own website up. So I take them off of T-shirt Spring and just put them on my website or whatever. But yeah, man, be proud of who you are, man. Don't, the same way we walk around here with these African symbols and we walk around here with this shit proving or letting people know you from Africa. Let people know you from here, man. With all these immigrants that come here, let them know that you're original American. I ain't leave and go nowhere. I always been here. You know what I'm saying? I always been here, despite what we was able to get, despite what we wasn't able to get. We always been here. And we been here getting our ass kicked, and we didn't just get up and leave. You understand what I'm saying? And say that. And then, like I said, even when you start dealing with a lot of these immigrants, they just want a better life. Motherfucker, a better life for us 40 years ago, we had tanks riding down the fucking street for us to get a better life. So we got that better life for just anybody to come here now, and now they want to live off of what you established, and you never even had an opportunity to benefit from it.
Hell no.
You understand? We had tanks riding down the street, and then that shit ain't work. Soon as they did you liberties, then they undermined you by putting drugs in your neighborhood. Then making you another part. They use the drugs. They benefited from the drugs. They benefited from the money you made off the drugs. They benefited from selling you the drugs. They benefited from throwing your ass in prison. Then they made a whole nother system off of it, which all these fucking police or whatever. And then they got your face as the fucking listen, bro. They got your face as the template of criminality, man. And it always been like that. But the shit gonna come out when they find out that we the real Indians. All that shit gonna make sense. They gonna say, well, damn, this is why they've been doing what they've been doing to the Negro. Because the Negro is home and they can't send us nowhere. And you got 6,000 people coming here talking about they here for a better life. So whose jobs are you gonna take? Because they think we stupid. And then your so-called leaders, now they don't need you no more. They selling you out so they can get more votes from other people. They don't need your dumb ass no more. They don't need us no more. And then we fall under, like it's like when you see Obama win the presidency, you see all these old black women crying and like, yo, and I felt bad for them, man. I felt so bad for them because they supposed to know all skin folks and kin folks. We was duped. We ain't even fucking get it. But not no more. Cause I'm asking people where you from. Where you from? I always ask that. I don't care if I think you're black American or black Aborigine. I'm still asking you where you from, just to establish on who you are. Cause I'm not making assumptions no more, or saying, or then you tell me, oh yeah, well I'm a second generation American or whatever. And you sit up here and you didn't talk to this person all that time, and the person is like, yeah, and I'm second generation from Nigeria or whatever. Oh, I can't talk to you. You brainwashed. You came here, you sipped the Kool-Aid on purpose. You came here for that. That's the reason why you can sit here and tell us that, oh, well, race doesn't bother us in this country. Of course it don't, because you asked to come here. Well, won't you guys just let race go or whatever? No, because these niggas owe us. And then these same people, oh well, race doesn't bother. I bet it doesn't. I bet it doesn't bother you, cause your sorry ass got up and left your fucking country. And like I said, with the exception of some brothers and sisters in the Caribbean that came here, but for motherfucker to leave from a whole nother continent, I have no respect for you, none. Now, if you from England and you want our brothers from there, I don't care. You can come on back home if you want. But for some of these people who come from that continent of Africa and they come here and try to shit on you and talk to you like you fucking never accomplished nothing, when we fought for everything, you ain't fight for shit. Only thing you did was a fight. You won the lottery and came over here, and now you want to be all chummy with the fucking European. And this is what happens. And like I said, we've been extremely undermined among other black people who we assume is one of your friends, or assume is a person who has some type of cultural connection to you. And they lie to us and tell us we from over there when they know they found us here. They know we are different from all of them. They try to say that, oh well, the people they bring here to this country are just more educated than us, when we created all the curriculums. Like I told you, all of the agriculture, listen, I don't give a fuck how many computers you got. Without agriculture and without food, your ass would not be living. So that's the same reason you have a lot of brothers that was in the South or whatever that was good with their hands. They might not been educated. They might have not been educated book smart. Because you notice a lot of people from the South say, oh, you book smart. But a lot of them brothers and sisters coming from down there, they be smart. They be smarter than us because they can survive without books. They can survive without fucking books. They don't need to read the white man literature and get programmed by the white man or whatever. And then they can build shit. They good with their hands. They know how to manufacture things and etc. And we sit here and we down our brothers and sisters. And like I said, man, a lot of people come here. They come here to be under the white man nuts, man. That's it. That's why I don't respect a lot of them Africans. I don't care. I don't respect you. I don't respect you because you don't come here. You come here and you want to look like us. You come here, you want to act like you cool, but then you try to separate yourself. Then you would say throw something out there. You would use your little term or call us cotton pickers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, man, we are suckers, man, because we are under the program of this so-called Pan-Africanism, to where you think that, oh, you gotta respect Africans because, oh, they from the motherland. They're real black. No, they not. They ain't no realer than you.
Then turned into an African booty scratcher.
Exactly. They no realer than you. Yo, they want to be you. Everybody want to be a black American, but then they don't want to. They come here and look just like a black American, but they was quickly sit there and tell you, oh well, oh I have my own culture, or I'm from this land or whatever. That's one thing America should stop, man. Stop motherfuckers being they come here and rock their own flags. Now, some flags, I mean, I'm not going to say, but for most of the other people, man, because you see a lot of people who proud of these countries. And like I said, some people tradition is heavy. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, a lot of people, nigga, you didn't left your homeland, B.
Right.
You understand?
But that's how, and like you said, the reason they able to do that is all up under the umbrella of white supremacy, flags and all. You know what I
Huh?
mean? That's just one of them acts. I think it's the act of 1777, if I'm not mistaken. But
Mm-hmm.
which gave them all rights to represent a flag in the land of the Americans, which was appealed by several Indian nations, by the way. So
Mm-hmm. See? And then you got now, the new thing now is because of what Trump doing or whatever. Because and like I said, man, motherfuckers gonna hate Trump. We know all niggas is white supremacy, but you gotta admit he's a funny dude. He's a very funny guy. He said we not letting him in. He said they might as well turn around right now. He said they might as well turn around right now. No, they're not getting in. He said, and if they throw rocks, we're gonna treat them like they got guns. And that's facts. And that's facts. And I'm not caping for none of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what we had to go through to get what we got, and they trying to come in and steal all that shit from us. And then you got niggas, well, they gonna take the jobs. Man, shut the fuck up, nigga. I know niggas come home from prison can't get a fucking job or work right. When I first came home from prison, I was working right as long motherfuckers who could not speak English. So what the fuck is you talking about? I was working right along assembly line, along motherfuckers who could not speak English. And I sat there and I was thinking to myself, like, nah, B, I gotta get up out of here, my dude. I gotta find me something better than this. You understand what I'm saying? Like real talk though. But at the end of the day, if them people wasn't doing the job still gonna get fulfilled one way or another. Somebody gonna do them, and if the only somebody is you or one of your brothers and sisters, probably from the Caribbean, somebody, yeah, it's different. Cause like I said, man, a lot of them motherfuckers came here with the conquistadors. They are a lot of motherfuckers either considered the conquistadors or the Mongoloids that came here.
man,
So you pick,
that's a good build too, man. The conquistadors and the Mongoloid connections down the south. Man, that's just a good build, man. The Jesuits, the conquistadors, that's just a good build. That's a
yeah,
good build like that.
see. And that's how I was trying to tell you, man. It's a lot of undermining shit here in this land, and we get fall for anything, man. You got other people talking about, oh, well, them people just poor or whatever. Well, what about your ass? When you gonna get your bag? Cause I see everybody else getting this, and you fighting for everybody else, but no one is fighting for you.
Right.
No one is mentioning your motherfucking name. No, hold on, what the fuck is this? No, hold on for a second. Oh no, I gotta call these people. My bad, y'all. I
It's
gotta
all
call
good.
it. No, I
But
was
yeah,
reading something.
yeah, man. That's why it's good. That's why it's people in the chat blessing to all y'all for coming out supporting the brother A1, and that's why almost it's a need for you to support the brother because nobody's going in and doing the research like the brother A1, and a couple other brothers that's doing this work like myself as well. Jaguar Chief, Corey Mayo, y'all know who y'all are. Just make sure y'all hit them likes, get them likes up, please. Go smash that thumb up, hit the notification. Make sure you hit the bell twice for all occasions, and make sure y'all go subscribe to your boy Aboriginal Power. You know what I'm saying? So we
That's
just
right,
got
man. Please subscribe to him. And Jaguar got a fire bill, American Atlantis or whatever. Please go check that out, as well as all of the other brothers who got wonderful information. I had Medicine Man. Go check Medicine Man workout. Go check Carimian workout. Go check my brother Hiram Art workout too, man. I fuck with Hiram Art early. I mean a lot, and I'm trying to get him onto the platform so we can get a little build or whatever though. But like I said, man, go check out all. I ain't the only one, but I'm just saying, man, we got other brothers that's rocking, that's doing the research, and you know what I'm saying, definitely support them. Support all of the brothers who bring this forward, man. The same way everybody was supporting the House of Consciousness, Brother Polite, and the rest of these cowards. You know, you do the same thing. Support your brothers and sisters on this side. You know what I'm saying? Because we really doing the real research. We ain't keeping people in that paradigm that we Africans. We letting people know we home. That's the reason why they treat us the way they treat us. They don't treat you the way they treat you because they treat you like that because they know you home.
That's
Because
right.
they know they enslaved you on your motherfucking land. They know they took everything from you. And now they trying to take now they trying to take what little dignity you got by having you vote some poor people to come here on their land. Nah, you gotta fight for your own land, bro. I only got enough food in my house for my own family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't got enough for everybody all the time.
That's
And we
right.
can't sit here and we can't sit here because guess what? We sit here and think that America got all this shit to fill everybody. Nah, you need to fill. And half these countries these people coming from got fucking food sources out of this world.
Hmm.
Half of the fruits and vegetables come from South America. But
Like
these people want
Honduras.
yeah, these people want to come here. These people want to come here for technology advances. When most of the people they showing you, none of them is fucking starving. None of them look like fucking Ethiopians. None of them face even look fucking like they suffering from malnourishment or whatever. And you gotta take all that in consideration, man. People come here for technology advances or whatever. They come here to work. They come here, man. Fuck that. You gotta build a system in your country. You should be mad at the rest of the people that's from the South America, Honduras, and Guatemala that won't take their ass back home. That want to come here and stay here instead of learn shit here in Americas and go back and help their fellow men out and fellow brothers and sisters. They running from that the same way. Oh, it's gangs and it's drugs. What do you think it is in the black neighborhood? It's gangs and drugs in the black neighborhood too.
That's a fact.
We can't get up and run away from that shit. I mean, my niggas, I know they've been shot because of the areas we lived in. We can't just get up and fucking run away from it. So niggas talking, oh well, it's gangs in Guatemala. Okay, it's gangs here in the black community. The fuck is you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? What the fuck is you
Yeah,
talking about?
that's
You
right.
niggas ain't. What the fuck is you talking? But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't stop the bullshit, man. We not falling for it no more. Stop the bullshit. There's already too many y'all motherfuckers over here. So like I said, you hope I don't have nothing to say about this shit, yo. Because I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, man, and I could care less who fucking care who have the problem with it because I'm only here for my niggas. I'm not here for nobody else.
Right. And this our motherfucking house.
That's right. This my house. I'm gonna let who I'm gonna agree to let who the fuck, and I'm tired the Indians, just like
Yeah.
the Asians, motherfucking.
Right.
You go to New York, you see Asian police. Listen, I don't feel comfortable with the Asian police stopping me.
Yeah. Right now, we at the point where we don't want nobody in grandmama house except for family. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
that motherfucking Asian police or license register. What the fuck is you? Fuck you came from, man? The fuck you came here to become a cop? Are you serious? License registration, man. Get your ass out of here, man. And real talk, I care less. I'm serious. I don't feel comfortable with these motherfucking immigrants coming over here, becoming fucking cops, pulling me over, or even saying anything to me because a lot of these motherfuckers is only here to further white supremacy, and they don't even know. They think that you have to do everything that they do. Nah, nigga, I'm home. Your ancestors set you up for failure. You a warrior. You a stateless person. You don't even get it. And now they trying to look. Separation. Now they got commercial immigrant children. We ain't got nothing to do with that. It's the truth is what yeah, look, and they showing kids with ankle braces on or whatever. That's not our problem. Yo, you can't just come and you think the way these niggas did our ancestors and the way these people did our land and everything, that these people just supposed to just get up one day and say, oh well, we going to America whether you like it or not. Are you do you have you read the memos? You read the memos of what these people is capable of doing over here? You go ahead and try these motherfuckers if you want. You go ahead and try Donald Trump if you want. You understand what I'm saying? You go ahead and try white supremacy if you want. You know what I'm saying? White supremacy gonna make you a believer. And it's only, like I said, and it's only gonna be the rest of these fucking coons. Every time you look on TV, they got one of these Negroes up there caping for these people. Whoa, we this sound racist because what's racist? What's racist is not letting somebody come over here. So that's racist. So you have to let people come in. You need to fix the fucking problems we got here. And none of these people saying that. You got homelessness here. You got drugs here. You got gangs here. And people still trying to overcome that. So then you bring more people here with more problems. Nah. You have to stay where you at and fix your shit then to further notice, man. And if you come in here getting free benefits, black people should have every bit of a right to say something about. I don't give a fuck if you sit on a hill, man, the mansion on the hill. You should have everything to fucking say about that shit because you know it's like my man said. I'm only worrying about my kids. I'm not worrying about nobody else's kids. That's not my response. You're not worrying about my kids. Trayvon Martin gets shot, and you don't see none of these motherfuckers out there fighting for you. They mind their business. Oh, we ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm going to work tomorrow, and that's it. And that's it. That's it. Trayvon Martin gets shot. Motherfucking a Kai Gurley gets shot by a Chinese cop. They let the cop go. They get a Chinese judge. Fuck, you got a Chinese judge. How the fuck could you? We can't even. We have a problem getting all black juries. But you can find a Chinese judge to fucking what the fuck is going on, man?
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself, what is going on, bro? Because I could swear Martin Luther King and the rest of these people fought so we can have the little rights we got. They give you a few. You got one black billionaire in America, maybe two, and a couple almost black billionaires. When all of these why the motherfucker who invented all these niggas play video games? Why the nigga who invented the video game ain't a trillionaire? He's the nigga who invented the video games should have more money than Bill Gates. Because there's more people who own video games than own computers. Well, no, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say
Hey,
that though. But
my bad. Go ahead.
now, what you gonna say?
Now I was just gonna say, man, it's always a pleasure, man. My phone about to go dead, so I'm about to slap this thing on the charger. Man, it's always a pleasure coming on this platform, building with you, brother. Uh, we just gonna keep slaughtering these people, man, with this information, man. Can't nobody stand in front of this information train that's rolling. And I want to say blessings to everybody in the chat. Peace, love, and light, unity. We all we got. You already know what it is. Your boy Aboriginal Power.
That's right, man. Peace, my brother. I appreciate you as well, man. Thanks for coming through, bro. Always a blessing, man. Like I said, y'all go. Please go subscribe to that brother channel, man. You know what I'm saying? You see what we do, see how we do it, man. Go subscribe to his channel, man. But yeah, man. Like I said, man, I'm only for my people, man. I ain't got time to think about nobody else. I ain't got time. If I ain't, I'm not. I can't share I can't open my refrigerator up or extend my refrigerator to people who already got it. You just want to come here and get a free. You want to come here and get shit for free, but you ain't willing to go through the battle that it takes for you to get the little props. We like I said, we didn't been fought, fucking hit upside the head with shit, dogs sicked on you, water hoses, everything, lynched, fucking shot up, stomach, women's stomach cut open with their fetuses coming out, castrated, maimed, burnt alive. Come on, bro. And you niggas sitting up here caping for people. And then look, Los Angeles will show you what these people do when they come around, when they get here. Oh, these people, nah, fuck that. Nah. You go take your funny looking ass back to where you came from, and you need to go fix your fucking community up. You need to go fix your own community up. If they didn't outsource the jobs or whatever, we would be paid right now. If they didn't send them all the jobs overseas, now because they sent all the jobs overseas, now they bring in cheaper labor over here to where they don't have to send the jobs overseas. And at what cost is that going to cost the Aborigine, man? These people wasn't, half these motherfuckers wasn't even here 30, 40 years ago, man. Went through no oppression. Their only oppression, they don't care. They don't care if they hike or say little stuff to them because they can't even understand the language. And in a lot of cases, these people be happy willingly to be under the white man nuts. Willingly. They be willingly to be under the white man nuts. They have no problem. As long as they could take little whoever, take him to the Disneyland or whatever. Like I said, man, Aborigine, stand the fuck up, man. Stop being fucking cowards. Stop acting like you motherfuckers don't know the history. Like you said, yeah, they replaced us with immigrants. So yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Share this video, man, and share your point of view, bro. We gotta vote for Trump again. We gonna vote for Trump again. Like if I gotta go out there and vote, I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote for Trump. I don't care if Trump turn around and cross us. Who Obama crossed us, man. So what the fuck is it? What's the difference, man? But at least at the end of the day, at least this kind of secure your plate a little bit better to where, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we need to bring up. If niggas go vote for this motherfucker, the first thing on the table should be fucking reparations, man. And that's it. It ain't nothing, ain't no job. Fuck no jobs, man. Tax exemption and reparations. That's it. I don't want your job. Your money you gonna pay me is I'm going to be able to not have to be. I'm happy to be. I'm gonna pay my way out of me not being a fucking slave. And like I said, it might not ever happen in our lifetime. But guess what though? I'm optimistic, man. I'm optimistic. I ain't gonna keep sitting here fucking. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna. I'm optimistic. I ain't gonna keep on sitting here saying what ain't gonna get done. Cause these niggas, man, these motherfuckers, if you say, just like right now, we look at the shit we got thus far. If we said we wasn't gonna never get this, then you know what I'm saying, we would have it now. And like I said, you get people who, oh man, they not gonna do that. They ain't got no choice but to do that. Then you on our land and you owe us. The fuck you talking about? They not gonna do that. But you giving these people fucking $700-800 worth of fucking food stamps a month and cash benefits. The fuck you mean? What do you mean they ain't gonna do it? Oh, but they can do that. Cause like I said, all these politicians that have been bought off, they make sure that their fucking plot is secure. They make sure that their paper is right or whatever, and then they can sell you whatever dream they can sell you at that time, and then you fall for it, and you know what I'm saying? They sell you whatever dream. Al Sharpton fucking funny looking ass or whatever. He sell you whatever dream he want to sell you and have you fucking believe you ain't gonna never get nothing or whatever. Or nah, they ain't gonna never do that. They ain't gonna never do. They ain't gonna never do that because we gonna keep on being cowards and not speaking up about it. Meanwhile, they bring people here and they never took care of you. They still got unfinished business with us. But you didn't forgot about it because a few people got jobs. But then you don't even know. You don't even look at the fucking overall unemployment rate. Oh, the unemployment rate went down amongst blacks. No, it didn't. It ain't going down enough. It shouldn't be none. It shouldn't be no unemployment among race if you got other people here working. There shouldn't be no other. It shouldn't be no unemployment rate amongst blacks if you got other people. Because all of the black people, once you put down you a so-called Black American, then the job go to you first over whoever the fuck looking for the job. That's the way it's supposed to go. It ain't supposed to be, I got to sit up there and fucking, now you done brought other people in here who came after my struggle, and now I got to sit up here and I got to fucking contend with them. Nah, that's not the way this shit's supposed to win. That's not the way this shit's supposed to win. Yeah, man. Real talk. Yeah, they sent millions to that country. That's right. And we sit here and we cape for these people. We sit here, like I said, man, I don't care. This ain't no hate speech. I don't hate nobody. I just love my people. The same way these people love their people. The same way motherfuckers sit here and bring their whole family over here. Motherfucker, like I said, man, I see the game, bro. I see the gay. I see these motherfuckers walking around with five old ass fucking Spanish or old ass fucking Mexican or whatever, walking around with five or six fucking children or whatever. Like, yo, these people just playing the system, and Trump going to stop that shit. Going to stop it, man. And keep on having all these motherfucking children over here, and then people paying for that shit who pay for taxes, and then you getting all these benefits. You got five children, bro. Five children. That's fucking almost $600-700 a month on motherfucking welfare, plus money for welfare, plus your husband working under the fucking table. So they getting around all they living better than you living. They living way better than you living. You know what I'm saying? They living way better than you living. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start fighting, start speaking up for your own self. Fuckers let motherfucker husband work, nigga husband work, nigga get fucking $600-700-800 in food stamps plus benefits, plus fucking free housing. The Fair Housing Act was made for your ass. You understand what I'm saying? The Fair Housing Act was made for you. All of this shit that go to all these people, that shit was made for you. If you go on a job site and you can't get hired, but they got illegals or they got legals on there, you need to start pressing some lawsuits because you made the Immigration Act after you made the Civil Rights Act. You ain't give us opportunity to even get acquainted into this motherfucking society before you did anything. Wow, as soon as you passed the fucking act, then you brought over all these immigrants because the shit was meant to undermine us. And then you get blacks that work along these people and hear these people fucking sad stories or whatever, and to the point to where they just buy anything. I work among them people too. Like I feel for some people, but at the end of the day, I already know the plot. You here already, so you should be happy. Okay, and then since you is here, you need to be speaking up, trying to help us out. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't gonna happen because it's all about them. If they ain't got nothing to do with what's going on with us, then they're not gonna say nothing. So, like I said, man, I'm about to end this, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you right. Indigenous copper, call this hate speech is a cop out. That's right. This ain't no hate speech, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. My brother Killer White Supremacy and Coon, Sheena Miles, Ebony Knowledge, Jocelyn Graham, Aboriginal Q. What else we got? My brother Indigenous America. What's up, my brother? Um, Let me see what else we got. Rod 777, Joe Riffin, Miss Mohawk Aborigine Peace. Oh, my sister Laney 5813. What's up, sis? King Hawk. I said, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta love each other, man. It ain't about Top Bigger. It ain't about Mandy. It ain't about nobody hating nobody. I don't hate nobody. I love my brothers and sisters, even the ones from the other continents. I don't have a problem, but you gotta secure our shit first, man. LJ free, because we the ones who paid for it, and we the ones still get low man on the totem pole. It's first you got the European, then you got the Chinese man, then you got the Indian, now you got the motherfucking Hispanics and Latinos, and then your ass. That's the way it works. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Them fucking Chinese people ain't no smarter than us. I got a Chinese professor. That bitch dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, like I said, these people apply themselves a little bit more than we do. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what it is. Man, these people ain't no smarter than you. Like these people smarter. These people ain't smarter than you, man. You didn't map it. Listen, we ain't created zero. We ain't created zero. We didn't created all this science or whatever in this country or whatever. So don't never put yourself down, count yourself out. Like I said, man, shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Shout out to all the subscribers, everybody who come through and watch and show love, man. Definitely appreciate y'all. I'm about to get out of here, man. Um, but real talk, man. Y'all you gotta speak up for yourself, man. Stop motherfucking. Yeah, you're right. Just grab what's yours. You're right. You can email me next surfer at matter of fact, I'm gonna put it inside the chat. Fuckers come here, stand at the border. Oh, we want a job and shit. Motherfucker, black people still can't get jobs. The fuck is you talking about? You want a fucking job? Still low man on the totem pole. And meanwhile, they sitting in it like it's a smoke screen. Sonny Black, what's up? Maurice, peace. You know what I'm saying? They stand they standing there. They standing there talking about so we want a job. Motherfucker, all right, well, you need to go back to your country and sort that shit out there. Cause we ain't got no jobs here for you. We need jobs our motherfucking self. That's what we need to be talking about. We need to be talking to ourselves and saying, nah. And this is and like I said, we should be protesting this shit, man. Blacks should be going down into the assembly. We not voting for your ass if you're gonna bring these immigrants in. So it's either gonna be our vote or theirs. So and you know what I'm saying. So you need to pick and choose, and you gonna be ostracized out your own from your own race. So it's either gonna be our vote or it's gonna be their vote. It can't be both of our votes, man. We not voting for you, bitch. Stacey Abrams voting for hunchbacks and motherfuckers with 5 legs and LGBTs and every motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? But don't mention you though. Obama didn't mention no blacks, but he rolled off the blacks of blacks because he didn't see it was a problem. And that's what these people do. See, a lot of these immigrants that come here, they look at it like, man, this shit is smooth. This shit easy. How the fuck black people can? How the fuck black American? Oh, black Americans lazy. Oh, that's the reason why they don't have nothing. They're lazy or whatever. You see, I got a brand new Benz, 3 jobs, house. Oh, this shit is easy because they already know you not one of us. That's why. And then they use you and give you all that. Meanwhile, you look down on us and you say, well, damn, hold up, man. And you can't know the history of this country as much as you think you do. So, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get out of here, man. I got some things I gotta do. It's 1 o'clock. Um, going for 3 hours strong, man. So that being said, man, love and light to all the Aborigines. Peace to all copper color people or North, South, Central America. Um, I do know that some of our brothers and sisters are inside South America, the Conjoining Islands. But shit, the ones South America, you need to fix your situation down there and create a better life for yourself. Ain't no just keep on just moving from your home, and then you left your home to move to my home because my home I got a bigger backyard. I got a bigger backyard, shit, and I got a water sprinkler in my. Now you want to move over here with me? You know what I'm saying? Nah, you got to stay over there and build your own water sprinkler and build your own big backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, stay away from these coons, bro, with this voting shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers, all these motherfuckers, right? All these people who white supremacy then let over here or whatever. Now they all yelling, oh, he's a white supremacist, bitch. You done benefited from white supremacy. How did you get? Who gave you the memo that you could come here? Oh, the white supremacists. But now everybody's a white supremacist because they sit up here they sit up there showing their fangs again and showing you who they really is. And like I said, I don't have no problem with them showing them who they is. We know that these people benefit from that labor, but at the same token, we need to be saying to ourselves, well, hold up, man. He just exposed something on the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment only speaks for people who got jurisdiction. If you don't have jurisdiction to be in this country, then your child is null and void. That's it. It ain't no, and like I said, Trump brought that shit to the forefront. And if Trump don't get it done, somebody else gonna come up and say something else about it because it's out there now. It's out there now. 14th Amendment does not, and they try to read, oh, any person born within the United States or whatever is a United States citizen, with the exception that they have to be in jurisdiction and they have to be somebody who have permission to be in this land. If you don't have permission to be here, then you are illegitimate then. So, like I said, man, that being said, man, about to kick rocks and keep it moving, y'all. So peace to everybody, man. Like I said, man, for those of y'all, I know most of the people that's in the chat room that came through and donated, man. Thanks everybody. But just for the people, the future listeners or the people who will be listening, the description is in the link is in the description. My Cash App as far as my PayPal app. I'm trying to finish up this documentary called Culture Freedoms, Hidden Culture of America. I have a list of different people in which I need to travel and reach out to some of these people. So if you're willing to help me and take some of the expenses off for me or whatever so I can get this documentary out, please feel free. And also, like I said, man, I'm counting on some of you guys to send me some footage of you and your ancestors, and especially the people who always commenting and giving me all this great information. So you need to send a video, quick ain't got a quick 2 minute video. My name's such and such. My grandmother said we was such and such, such and such. And if you can elaborate on a little bit more, you can. If you can't, then that's it. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, that being said, man, peace to everybody, man. I'm out of here. Peace.